2 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. Forty-five seconds remaining. Thirty seconds remaining. Fifteen seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
All right, we got some new college football rankings. Everyone's upset. Welcome to the show. Maggie Gray, Andrew Perloff. Doesn't feel very holiday-y around here because everyone's annoyed by the College Football Playoff Committee. So congrats, you suits.
I think it's too much to say upset because then you're giving them too much power.
Oh, yeah, we can't give them agency over our holidays.
What did Matt Moscona for our friend from LSU call them last week? A bunch of goons.
Yeah, goons.
Goons didn't feel right because they seem a little more passive than goons. I can't trust these people, Maggie.
Those people.
I don't know who they are exactly. I know it rotates every year. I just don't trust them. I can't give them any respect for their decisions because A, they're haphazard. B, they just don't care about strength of schedule. And they said they would.
Yeah.
But it was a total lie.
It was a lie. It's all lies. It's a sport built on lies. No, listen, we're going to get everything.
That's true.
It was for a long time. We're rectifying that now. But here's the thing. We're going to get all the NFL we can possibly handle tomorrow. But, you know, Pearl, and I know there's a Black Friday game and stuff, but really this is a weekend for college football.
No, not at all. But yes.
Okay. Well, there's a lot to be determined. You know, the NFL, we're here. We still got a long way to go. With college football, you know, before the playoff, and I know that there's conference championship games that we'll get to, but to be honest, like, this is it. This feels like it because you have, you know, must-win game for Alabama. You've got must-win game for EJ's Miami Hurricanes. Maybe a must-win game for Oklahoma. Maybe a must-win game for Oregon, Michigan. Like, there's so much on the line. BYU, there's many things here where it feels like a must-win, and then you have all the Ole Miss stuff is just sort of hanging over this, and Lane Kiffin's like gigantic decision that he's going to make and whether or not the committee is going to dock Ole Miss. First of all, they got to win the game. They got to win the Egg Bowl. They got to go to Mississippi State and win that game. If somehow they get upset because they're distracted, because Lane's job, will he, won't he, you know, permeates into the game, this could throw another giant, I don't know, just a big wrench in the whole entire thing. And so, yeah, I think this weekend really belongs to college football more than the NFL.
I 100% disagree. The Cowboys-Chiefs alone blows all this away. But what games matter? You said Miami. What difference does it make?
Oh, this is gigantic for Miami. First
In what
of all,
sense?
Okay, so
I think it's a zero burger for Miami. I think they're going to win, and it's not going to make a difference.
Okay, so Miami, you notice, is like kind of slowly inching their way back into like a certain tier. And yesterday, the College Football Playoff Committee chair, it's a new guy now, Hunter Yurachek. The old guy got tossed for, I don't know, conduct detrimental to the committee.
Kind of miss the old guy.
He's not even at Baylor anymore. He just had to pack up and go totally. Anyway, he's out. So college football. New guy in. And he basically said, Pearl, that, after last week where Carson Beck throws for 4 touchdowns against Virginia Tech, now Miami is being considered in the same tier as Notre Dame,
right.
Alabama, and BYU.
So do you think, wow.
So they need to beat Pitt to keep any hope
right.
of a very slim chance of making the ACC championship game alive, or an even slimmer chance, although they need some upsets, to get in as an at-large bid.
So ACC,
yes, it's a must-win.
Yeah, of course it's a must-win, but honestly, I think that you're creating false hope because I think SMU probably wins this week. Well, I would hope so, at least. And then they're in the ACC title game, and Miami's left out. And these other games, of course, like Oklahoma's a must-win, but if they can't beat LSU at home, then what are we talking about? They clearly don't deserve to be in the conversation. If Ole Miss can't beat Mississippi State in a must-win game, they clearly don't belong in the conversation. Like, these are easy games.
Is that clearly, though, or is that, again, let's go with Ole Miss for a second.
Yeah.
Let's pause on that
Yeah.
because they've been this big, huge story because of Lane Kiffin and the courting by LSU in Florida, and I don't know if there's a mystery team out there. So if they lose this game, a Mississippi State team that, took Texas down to the wire.
Right,
and they're
Texas,
playing
who
at
is
home.
completely gets 0.0 respect from the committee. They
Well-
don't even think they're a real team, so that means nothing.
Okay, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
would there not be outside circumstances? Are there not outside factors
Oh,
that
you're saying
they
because
will
Lane.
Exactly. See, you're
Yeah.
making this easy, but you just said it when we started. The committee, whatever way the wind blows, they decide whatever they want.
I mean, Mississippi State's 5-6. What are we talking about? If Ole Miss can't beat them, then they don't belong in the playoff. If Alabama can't beat Auburn, they don't belong in the playoff. These are, to me,
But they're rivalry games. You don't put anything into that they're a little different. Like Michigan beating Ohio State last year is just crazy. But did you think that Ohio State
No.
did not deserve to be in the college football playoff because of that?
well, no, because Ohio State wasn't on the brink like these other teams. So, yeah, and honestly, if Ohio State can't beat this Michigan team, then I don't know what we're doing here for Ohio State. They're 10.5-point favorites, and this Michigan team is not good.
We said that about last year's Michigan.
Yeah, but this year, like if Ohio State is not prepared for this, even they're 10.5 points at underdogs at home. They really should win this game. That's
Two
why
of their best offensive weapons are banged up.
Yeah,
Two
I
wide
just
receivers.
like these are not like I don't know. I'm just not going to be wildly impressed with any of these games. I think it laid it out nicely. These contenders should beat these teams. Like none of the teams you mentioned should. If Miami can't beat Pittsburgh, I mean, you saw Pittsburgh. I mean, if they can't beat the Panthers, then they clearly don't belong. These are must wins. I agree on the must win part, but I don't agree on these are great matchups.
Okay. EJ.
A lot of double-digit
I know
spreads.
EJ's spinning a lot of plates here behind the scenes. Okay. Have you looked at the weather report for Saturday when your Miami Hurricanes, who are, again, creeping back up into the standings, creeping back into respectability because they've won the last 3 weeks, both by at least 17 points in all 3 games. Have you checked the weather that they'll be playing in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania?
I saw 39 degrees and cloudy.
Looks like it's going to be a balmy 34 at kickoff.
Okay.
How do you think your Miami Hurricanes are going to deal with that?
Possibly not great, but they are a physical defensive team. That is their MO, actually. So defense should hold in theory, but not great.
I mean, they're a
this could be
touchdown
all
favorite
for
on the
nothing.
road.
But this could be all for nothing
But
because if they get off the plane and that 35 degrees hits you coming off those 3 rivers, whew.
But
let me
it's
ask you
not
this.
even beyond just the the weather, it's even if they win, can they dominate, right? Because Notre Dame dominated this team a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
If Miami comes in and they're dealing with the weather, they can't figure it out, and okay, they win the game, let's say they win by 7 or 3 or even 10, is that going to be enough for the committee to say, okay, let's actually seriously compare Miami and Notre Dame? That would be a concern.
I don't think so, because this
let me ask
committee
you a
has
question.
really valued Notre Dame a lot more than Miami since it started ranking teams. Yes, go ahead.
Like, let's be real. Like, what has to happen? I don't know what the win probability is here, but I don't understand how Miami gets in. I just I can't see a scenario.
So they need to beat Pitt. That's first. And
Yeah.
then they're going to need a series of upsets. They're going to need SMU to lose. They're going to need UVA to lose. They're going to need Duke to lose. I think also, EJ.
Yeah, Duke has the tiebreaker.
And I also think they need Michigan to beat Ohio State for some reason. Like, there's a lot of, they basically need every upset on earth to happen.
But they can't have Michigan beat Ohio State, right? I would imagine, because that Michigan would be dangerous to them.
I think it's right. They want Ohio State to win if they're actually going for an at-large. And I guess somehow they're in the mix with Michigan there. They probably also want Texas Tech to win and BYU to lose. Anyone else who they could potentially be battling with for an at-large, especially the Big 12. It's probably going to be the Big 12 champion game loser.
What they need is essentially Alabama to win the SEC title. Here's how I pictured it in my head as a Miami fan.
Okay.
If Alabama wins the SEC title, they will have to jump Notre Dame in the ranking.
Yes.
And if BYU...
And they're behind them right now.
Right. If BYU wins the championship, it's not going to matter for Miami, but if they lose the Big 12 championship, then it would make
in an impressive
Notre Dame,
way. Yeah.
Then it would make Notre Dame and Miami as the 10 and 11 team. And now the committee really has to stare down the barrel of saying that we don't care about head-to-head. Now, this guy gives different messages with every question versus like, well, we think Notre Dame's better, but hey, Miami's climbing and they're the highest climber and they're playing great. So I think he's leaving tea leaves out there that Miami could jump them if that happens. But I think as long as Notre Dame still has this distance from Miami with Alabama and BYU there, which is essentially what the committee guy said, they're not going to have a shot. But if Alabama can jump and BYU can get out of the paint, that's where the Miami-Notre Dame conversation, I think, becomes more interesting.
What about, and you're just disregarding Vanderbilt?
Vanderbilt, I don't think has a shot.
If they beat Tennessee?
Vanderbilt's going to beat Tennessee. Tennessee hasn't beaten a ranked team. I don't think Vanderbilt's jumping Miami as long as Miami beats a ranked Pitt.
Oh, my God.
Well,
Pitt
the committee
stinks.
did give you a favor there by ranking Pitt because that's going to look like another ranked win. So, maybe they are trying to give a little boost to Miami. 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. So that's really the only thing that kind of changed outside of Miami moving up. The only thing that really changed in the top 12 was the fact that Oregon jumped Ole Miss, and that was kind of expected. Ole Miss was idle, and Oregon had a quality win against USC and really took it to USC. So, Manny, I'll hear cut one. I think for the College Football Playoff Committee, just leave the jokes to someone else. Let's hear Hunter Yurachek talking about putting Oregon over Ole Miss and makes a 6-7 joke.
How much of an impact potentially could it be on Ole Miss if it's determined they don't have their head coach in the field?
6-7. But seriously, Rich, we didn't have any discussion about Ole Miss and their coach.
Manny, as a young person, are you offended by this?
I listen. The 6-7 joke is a demographic that's younger than I, but this made me want to not be alive anymore.
Well, Hunter Yurachek's 57.
Yeah, no, he's way too old. I'm too old to be saying that joke, man. And there was no sustenance to his answer. He didn't answer Reese Davis's question. What is this? Get this guy out of here, bro.
It's so bad.
Oh, it's like
they're scrambling.
It's like Phil Dunphy trying to be, cool with the kids. Like, shut up, man. Just give us the answer. We don't need your BS.
I don't think this committee has awareness.
Takes their job seriously?
Well, no, I think they probably, well, I don't know. But I don't think they have awareness, Pearl, of how much people really loathe them.
6-7.
ESPN buried them behind some random college basketball. It was an hour late. I think ESPN knows it's not that serious of a thing. Like, nobody... Yeah, we're having fun with it today, but I don't think anybody takes the committee at all seriously.
No, but they do determine who's going to challenge for a college football.
Tell Miami fans we don't take it seriously.
But the shows leading up have no historical connection to the final ranking. They've never they've never had. I mean, basically, they could throw out anything and just change their mind the last second. They've always
true.
done that. I think every year. So these pregame shows are just sort of mild entertainment because everyone knows that they're going to do whatever they want
Well,
next
that
week.
was that was an entertainment right there.
They need to work on their
Well,
jokes.
I feel like last week I called this guy a jerk. You guys thought I was being too harsh. I stand 10 toes down on that. This
6,
guy is a jerk.
7.
An absolute jerk.
They'll totally make whatever decision they want based on brand next week, by the way. They'll find a way. And honestly, of course, because the scheduling is an absolute utter joke. The college football just has no consistency in strength of schedule, so this is going to happen. You can choose anyone you want. They can do whatever, absolutely whatever they want. Nothing that was said last night has any impact whatsoever.
That I'll tend to agree with you. You know, college football, you got to love chaos. You know, if you're someone who likes order and like consistency, then like college football is going to be forever frustrating for you. But if you like chaos and if you like to see the world burn, then college football is 100% your sport. Here's my question for you though, Pearl. Do you think that when it's all said and done, you said the committee can change their mind at any time and has, do you think they ultimately hold it against Ole Miss if, when, and I'm going to say more when, Lane Kiffin and makes his announcement on Saturday that he is not going to be staying at Ole Miss, he's going to be leaving for somewhere else, and Joe Judge or whoever, Charlie Weiss Jr., whoever it's going to be, is going to take over as head coach for this run?
So can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Are there two scenarios, whether Ole Miss beats Mississippi State or whether they lose a 2-loss Ole Miss? I think they would hold it against. A 1-loss Ole Miss, I think they would let in. And I could be wrong about that.
Well, I think they'll let them in if they beat Mississippi State. I think they're in.
So we're talking about really a 2-loss Ole Miss, who would normally, if Lane was there, probably have a good argument to be there. Yeah, I do think that they would kick a 2-loss Ole Miss out because they'd want to get Miami in, to be honest.
Wow. And the other part is, do they actually dock them a home game? Now, the Hunter Yurachek made this lame 6-7 joke. The real big thing, I think, for college football is 8-9. Which doesn't
6, 7.
does not have a fun thing attached to it. But 8, you get a home playoff game. 9, you don't. So I wonder if they would hold that against Ole Miss and say, listen, we're going to put you in, but we're not giving you a home game where you get to make all this money.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing about this year's ranking. It's pretty much set in stone. There's really not a lot of move up.
Well, wait till this weekend, though.
Well, Ohio State, there's a lot of big spreads. Like last year, there was a lot of close games that came down the wire. This year, and then a lot of analysts said this, it's kind of it's a less flexible top 12. There's not a lot the committee can do.
I think it would just be unreal if they held this against Ole Miss if Lane Kiffin leaves. Like, if it just seems so dumb. And it does seem a little different to me than what happened with Florida State when they went undefeated, but they lost their quarterback and then got left out of a 4-team college football playoff in favor of Alabama, because we saw what Florida State looked like without Jordan Travis, and it did not look the same, right?
Right.
They won, but barely, and it just looked different. We have no idea how Ole Miss would play without Lane Kiffin. They might be better. Who knows? I mean, Lane doesn't even call plays. So I'm not saying that he doesn't matter. I'm just saying it's not like he's calling the plays offensively. You know, he's more just the head coach CEO type for this team.
Yeah, but that all makes logical sense. But for example, why do they have Notre Dame at number 9?
They're doing this
There's
whole
no
body
reasoning.
of work thing with Notre Dame, even though Notre Dame lost the first 2 games. They're doing like the how do you look lately?
They're doing the color of the helmet.
Well, and that, but they've
There's no
been
even-
doing that.
They beat a lacrosse player who was playing quarterback last week. They're definitely doing the Notre Dame is in no matter who they play.
Yeah.
Right. So again, it's trying to apply logic to a system that isn't logical. I got to be honest. It's going to be the same thing as last year. I think the 2-loss SEC teams sitting on the outside are going to be like, what's going on here? Like, why are we scheduling anybody? Let's not do this anymore.
Well, they're getting a 9th conference game, right? Isn't the SEC going to a 9th conference game? So,
but they still, a lot of them have early season games scheduled for the next 4 years. So I don't know if they get to cancel those. It just, I'm a little just frustrated by the lack of consideration of strength of victory. I don't understand
strength of schedule.
Strength of victory.
Strength of victory.
I don't care who you schedule. If you get killed by them, what difference does that make? You have to beat a good team.
Okay. But
Yeah.
you're not talking about 70-7. You're talking about
No, I mean, if I don't, Notre Dame lost to 2 good teams, like that doesn't give them any credit. If you lose the game, you don't get credit for it. It's the strength of victory. Why would you even consider a strength of schedule?
And beyond that, I think that the committee or whatever happens whenever they decide to change this formatting, head-to-head has to be a tiebreaker. this is ridiculous because the NFL has been doing this for how many years, guys? 100 years, whatever. We've never complained about head-to-head being the tiebreaker. The Chiefs, in theory, could have the same record as the Jaguars, and they could miss the playoffs because the Jaguars beat them. And we're not going to sit here and say, oh, you know what, the Chiefs, I know the Jaguars aren't that great. We should just throw the Chiefs in there. No, we understand that we play this out on the field. The fact that Miami could have beaten Notre Dame on the field, and that's not going to matter, is insane. And nobody, unless you're in South Bend, nobody seems to understand why what happens on the field between two teams does not matter. This has to change. You cannot have a situation where head-to-head matchups during the regular season doesn't matter because in the regular season becomes meaningless.
Yes, well, I know what they would say, EJ, and I'm not saying I'm with them, but this is what they would say to that, which is what happened after the head-to-head. Right? Like, I think because in college football, but also in the NFL, like you lose a player or you get some injury bug, something like that, your team looks wildly different despite the fact that you may have won that game. I don't think that applies here because Miami has really righted the ship. You know, they lost 2 games. They lost to Louisville. They lost to SMU. Well, SMU is now ranked, right?
Right. They may win the conference.
They might win the conference. So that's looking a little bit better because they were killing Miami for unranked losses, bad losses. But I think that now that Miami has righted the ship, they are giving a little bit more credit to that. I do.
They beat Virginia
should.
Tech, NC State, and Syracuse.
NC State was in a 7-point game against Notre Dame at halftime a couple weeks ago. They were up by 2 points against BC going into the fourth quarter, whether it was. Like, miss me with this. Notre Dame has been blowing out all these teams. They haven't been. They haven't been. But for some reason, they've only taken this 2-game window where Miami did not play well and said that is the end-all, be-all, when, again, what's the point of having these early season games then?
EJ, you're creeping into the tier. So
I think you
rest easy.
You could have actually a stone-cold rule. Head-to-head matters except for Notre Dame with the Astros. And they'll be fine. Because nothing matters. Like, why are we putting our minds into pretzels over this? Like, who cares? Like, it's going to be Notre Dame, so stop even worrying about it.
Well, the other part, too, is I don't want to invest all of this into, because I did this last year, invested a lot in Miami, thinking Miami, Cam Ward, they're doing it. Then they go to Syracuse, and they lost the last game, and I was like, oh, what were we doing defending Miami this whole time? I'm all good with defending Miami head-to-head with Notre Dame, but they can't go to Pitt and lose.
I also love...
And that's going to be tough, EJ. 32 degrees at kickoff?
Yeah. No, I'm not expecting this to be an easy game, but again, it's just...
I don't think it has to be style points. I think that if you win, you win. I don't think it should be style points when you're Miami going to Pitt and it's 30 degrees.
But the way you hear these conversations, they're talking about Syracuse's win. Notre Dame's win over Syracuse, saying, well, they beat them 70-7. Miami only beat them 38-10. Well, Syracuse was not playing a quarterback.
Yeah,
they were playing a guy that basically is not on scholarship. Miami had to play their quarterback and their running back, who also didn't play against Notre Dame. So, I just think the committee says they quote-unquote watch these games. I don't really know if they do.
Yeah.
Well, I really don't.
That's fair. 888-710-4ISN. 888-710-4476. Question for you about Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss. Should Ole Miss be docked, if you will? Maybe move down, not give it a home game, all of that, if Lane Kiffin decides to leave and they don't have their coach. They could be a different team. I don't know. We haven't seen it. 888-710-4ISN. Okay, we have a lot of college and NFL for you on today's show, including previewing these Thanksgiving games, Black Friday, everything in between. Also, it is Wednesday, which means we have a holiday-themed great debate around here. If you're on the road, you're driving, please be safe. And give us a call, 888-710-4ISN. What do you think about Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss? It's M&P.
6-7. But seriously, Rich,
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. 4 minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. Forty-five seconds remaining. Thirty seconds remaining. Fifteen seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Welcome back, Maggie and Perloff Show. So Peter Schwartz is on updates today, and I have a lot of questions.
Good morning, Peter.
I did a full preview of Schwartz coming on with our friend Gio from WFAN down the hall. He was very impressed. You caught a T-shirt at a G League game.
Yes, I did.
I've always wanted to catch a T-shirt. Can you break it down for me?
I should.
Did you shove a kid out of the way to get it?
No, I was sitting first row on the floor, feet on the floor, which is actually really cool.
guy.
Wait, hold on. VIP Peter Schwartz. Did you catch it off a T-shirt gun or just someone
somebody
threw
threw it to me.
All right,
So
a
the
little less
first
Do they
impressive.
even have
I mean,
a T-shirt gun for the G
come on.
League team?
They have had one. I don't think they used it the other night.
So
but there's
basically,
not that many
someone
people
threw
that were at the
something
game.
and Peter caught it. That's
Yeah.
impressive to you. You got to be able to get out of the gun when that thing's coming at your head.
I thought it was the gun.
Wait, Schwartz,
No, it was not the gun.
was it at the Coliseum?
It was at the Coliseum.
Oh, I
So
didn't know
basically,
that's
an
where they play.
intern threw Peter Schwartz a T-shirt. That's impressive.
No,
to
it
you,
was one of the
bro?
dancers.
Oh, okay. Well,
They
the
have dancers?
Yeah.
Well, I never thought.
Suddenly, Manny's interested.
I didn't think
Yeah.
you were in
Bring me
the
out to the
first. I had
Coliseum?
no idea you were in the first row.
I was,
Nobody.
I was Spike Lee on Monday night at the Long Island Knicks.
What kind of
Same with
idiot?
that.
Why would you give a T-shirt to someone in the front row? Somebody in the front row already has life handed. You don't.
Wait.
That's a no rule. You do not give a T-shirt to
So,
anyone in the
wait,
front
but
row.
the story,
Plus,
though,
it's a kid.
is that I'm sitting there and they do the T-shirt toss, and I'm like, I put my hands up, like throw the T-shirt, and the dancer goes to throw it right at me. Then my son sticks his hand in front of me, and he takes that one.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm like, you
Nice
son
hands,
of a
kid.
gun. Like, that was coming right to me. And then about 5 minutes later, they were still throwing T-shirts out, and then I got another one.
and did you give it to a kid or anything?
I brought it home. I'm going to give it to a friend of the family.
Just keep it for
It's
yourself.
not going to fit. It's going to fit on my finger, basically.
Oh.
It's small.
It's a small.
Yeah.
Usually
I
they
think
come
they
out
shoot
triple
out that
XLs.
they shot it, but they usually it's XLs at least that
Was
you would
it
get the
school
free
day
T-shirt.
over there? Like, were the kids around?
No, it
for
was
the
actually
small t-shirts?
Jewish Heritage Night.
But you
Packed
see-
house.
Yeah.
Yeah, you always.
we didn't even have a minion.
If you sit in the front row of those games, like those dancers, the cheerleaders, they don't have guns. They don't. It's not Patrick Mahomes over there.
No,
throwing
but some
a
cases
t-shirt.
they
Like,
do.
they're
I
just
mean,
gonna
they
toss
do
it.
have it at like Knicks games where they fire it up into
Well,
the
yeah,
upper
and
level. but
Knicks
I'm just-
games. I've gone to Westchester Knicks games at the Westchester County Center. They don't have a gun either. They just have people throwing stuff to the
By the
rich
way-
people down on the court side.
Just like word to the wise on these things. Like, I know it's fun to catch the T-shirts, especially out
Yeah.
of the guns and stuff, the T-shirt gun. But I've seen people almost die for this.
Oh, yeah.
Like almost go over the railing. You know.
Oh, it happened at a Long Island Ducks baseball game a number of years ago. Somebody fell out of the suite level to try and
awesome.
catch
to
it.
try to catch
yeah.
it. I mean, you have a couple drinks in you and you think you
Yeah.
get it, and people, because they usually don't throw these out until later in the game, fourth quarter, whatever, trying to get the crowd into it. And I've seen people almost die. And then you unroll the T-shirt, and it's a triple XL. It's the most disgusting. It's itchy. The quality is cheap. This is not worth dying for.
I would have signed on the dotted line for a 3XL. I might have been able to squeeze that one on, but not an adult small.
I caught a towel once at Air Canada Center, now known as Scotiabank Arena, at a Raptors T-Wolves game, I think it was, and yeah, that was fun. But I too was basically just handed to it because the dancer just showed off that gun that traveled 2 yards, and I caught it one handed like
Yeah.
Odell. That was
Have
fun.
you ever
though.
caught a foul ball?
No.
Anybody?
My husband has. We still have the ball.
So Yankee batting practice years ago, we're standing out in right field, and some guy launches a home run, and I'm right underneath it. I'm just about to catch it, and some guy pushes me over.
Yeah, you're a big
It's
guy.
a big guy pushes me over, and I'm like, son of a gun, that was going to be my ball. So he dropped it, and it rolls down like the old tunnels at old Yankee Stadium, and the ball starts rolling down. So I went after him, and I kind of pushed him out of the way. We both start rolling down the ramp.
Wow.
And I wound up with the ball, and he wound up with his beer all over him.
Wow.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah,
I wasn't
Pete.
going to take that crap.
You're
And
lucky he didn't stand up and try to punch you in the
I
face.
got the ball still.
Wow.
I've actually been hit in the face with a foul ball at a Mets game, sitting in the press box.
Well, that's
I
dangerous.
wasn't.
Look alive,
I wasn't.
watch
No,
the-
I was reading a memo from the program
Watch the
director in the
game.
press box, and I wasn't paying attention. And somebody on the Padres fouled one right back and square right in the face.
Break
broke my glasses.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
that will break your glasses.
Yeah.
This happened to John Sterling. We play it all the time.
Ouch.
Yeah,
I think I said a little bit more than ouch.
it'd be painful.
I remember I went to a Mets game and Luis Guillerme threw a ball.
I love him.
I know I miss him. Threw a ball into I guess foul territory after an inning. It bounced off my hands. Andrea, my fiance, grabs the ball on the ground. The amount of hands that came out of nowhere trying to claw her hand as her hand's on the ground. She's like, guys, I have the ball. What are you doing? I mean, this is a woman. You got these 60, 50-year-old dudes
it's the
with
free
their
throw, Ben.
crusty, nasty fingernails clawing at my fiance's hand. I'm like, yo, what are you doing,
No,
bro?
it's all bets are off.
Tell Andrea that she got to get some stronger hands, man.
Listen, she held onto the ball. We got it.
Hey.
It's still at our crib.
I just want to point out that Perloff brought this up and then steps back from the conversation and doesn't say a
quiet.
word. Peter,
Perloff,
heard you
you ever
caught
catch
a
foul ball?
T-shirt, and then it's like, and
Well,
then where'd you go? Is your
I just
mic
don't
off?
think. I just don't think he's impressed because the story. I think Gio tried to make the story sound better than it was.
I think Schwartz just wind him up and go. I don't even think you need to. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like sometimes John Stockton, you just set up the offense. Just throw the ball and just cut to the
You kidding
cut to the
me?
corner.
What are you on vacation already?
Like Kwame Brown said, you see the screens I was setting out there?
Yeah.
For Kobe?
There's no reason to even interject. He's got it going.
You ever catch something at a game, Pearl?
What's that?
You ever
No,
catch
nothing. No, not even close. Have you guys ever been caught on a dance cam?
No.
But
I was in the background of one, but not close enough to really
Background.
be dancing.
I was once the subject of a video shot at Yankee Stadium. That was pretty cool.
Did you go for it?
Oh, I was flexing. I had upgraded seats. It was awesome. It was one of the best days of my life.
Wait, what do you
Probably
mean
the best
subject
day of
of
my
a video?
life.
So you just got caught on camera?
No, yeah, like the camera person for the stadium came down and he was like, "Hey, wave your hands, everybody!" And I was like, "Yeah, go Yankees!"
But you didn't start doing the Running Man and stuff.
Oh no, I was just yelling, and you saw all the veins in my, from my neck up, just out of my body. It was awesome. Go Yankees!
Have you ever seen an oblivious cam at a game?
Oh, every day.
Yeah, so the Islanders do it before the teams come out on the ice for warm-ups, and they just find somebody
It's picking their nose.
like
and
picking
don't
their nose.
realize
They're
it.
just sitting
On
there.
their
They're looking
phone,
on. They get the
eating.
guy. They're looking at their phone, and meantime they're up on the screen, and they have a clock. And
Yeah.
they said record this season is whatever number it is.
Oh, man.
And then so there was a game earlier this year, everybody was cheering to beat the record. And finally, 10 seconds to go, the guy looks up and goes, "Oh, shit."
Yeah. I think kiss cams are probably over after that whole Coldplay thing,
I
right?
thought
they're still doing
maybe
them.
after COVID.
Oh.
Remember
that's
that?
a
The
great
guy got
question.
caught having an affair.
Yeah.
It became a story for 2 months.
I saw just last week, I think the Nets were playing, I want to say in Orlando, and they wanted to play a joke on how Nets fans are losers, I guess. So
They are.
they had a kiss cam where all these Magic fans are showing their love to their partners, and then there's some Nets fan sitting somewhere by himself, no one near him, and he's up there alone. He's got to sit there, everybody's laughing at him.
That's a pretty good bit.
Something that was funny, I saw basically the same thing that Peter said, people just looking down at their phone, and then once they see themselves on the Jumbotron, they start to wave at the Jumbotron, and then they just cut it off, and then they go to the next person who's oblivious, and that person finally realizes, and then right as soon as they lift their arms to, say hello to the Jumbotron, cut them off, go to the next person. That's funny.
Yeah, I don't think the kiss cam will be gone just because of that. I think they actually got more attention on the kiss cam.
Oh, yeah. And I like what happened what some teams do is they do the kiss cam, they go to all the couples in the crowd, and then they focus the camera on 2 players of the visiting team on the bench or whatever it is. And, again, that usually gets a rile out of people. So.
And that concludes our in-stadium entertainment portion of the Maggie and Perloff show for this calendar year.
I'm sorry the T-shirt story wasn't as exciting as you thought it was going to be.
No, it's pretty good. There's a picture on X of your feet, and you look like you'd expect. A giant man holding a tiny T-shirt.
Tiny T-shirt.
Yeah. And just somebody in the media getting the free T-shirt, probably not ideal, but no big deal. Did you pay for the tickets?
No.
There you go. Let's get to the headlines.
Did you have a media pass?
What?
Did you have a media pass?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
Cool.
No, he was being honored.
All right.
I had the Long Island Nets head coach on my podcast,
Oh,
and then
I
the
see.
Nets invited us to
Nice.
come to the game.
Well, that makes it legit.
Yeah. No,
Now you deserve all the T-shirts.
There you go. It's one that fits. This report is brought to you by Prize Picks. On Prize Picks, you simply pick 2 to 6 players, choose more or less, and watch your lineups light up like the holidays. Download Prize Picks and use code PRIMETIME and get $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. Must be present in certain states. Visit PrizePicks.com for restrictions and details. No change in the top 5 in the college football playoff rankings. Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, Georgia, Texas Tech, your top 5. Oregon moves up to number 6. Ole Miss drops to 7. And Oklahoma, Notre Dame, and Alabama round out the top 10. Colorado State reportedly expected to name UConn coach Jim Mora as their new head coach. He's coming off back-to-back 9-win seasons at UConn. Now to the NFL, and Maggie will pay attention to this, although she probably already knows it. Bills signed veteran wide receiver Brandon Cooks, who was waived by the Saints on Saturday.
Yeah, take anybody, any body with a pulse, 2 feet, and 2 hands.
Has he been there before? I couldn't remember.
No, he's been basically on every team except for the Bills. But listen, they're doing this thing where now, because they didn't make a significant trade at the deadline, and they decided to go in the season without upgrading the receiving core, really. Now they just have to pick off the scrap heap, Pearl. But listen, if Brandon Cooks catches a big pass against Indianapolis in the first round or against Denver, fine, totally worth it.
And Shaq Lawson back on the Bills, too.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
I feel
that
like
was a Rex Ryan pick way back in the day.
I feel like the Bills bring back Andre Reed if they could.
They would. Seriously, can he suit up? Because Eric Molds, get everybody
What's
back.
Stevie Johnson?
Don Beebe?
Dude, Stevie Johnson's a Twitter.
Hey, let's get more Sean.
He's on fire on Twitter.
Stevie Johnson as a big social guy? I had no idea.
Yeah,
I love that guy.
I mean, maybe just in my feed.
Yeah, I was about to say.
He's big in Western New York.
Definitely a Bills algorithm.
Is he what is he? He's just like gets really frustrated when they lose? What's the deal with Stevie
No,
Johnson?
he gives like honest to goodness like football tips. Like football, what he sees. It's like X's and O's. It's not Stevie Johnson, the one-time fantasy darling who liked to cook Darrelle Revis.
Oh, he used to smoke Revis. It was
He's
crazy.
the only guy in
the only guy
history.
that gave him problems.
I know, because he never ran an actual route. Like from a tree.
Yeah, he freestyled.
But anyway, I'm okay with it. I mean, I don't know if any of this is going to work, but they should have been more active at the deadline. They didn't do it. Now they realize it.
Now to the NBA, and Laker fans are starting to chant, "We want the cup."
Here come the Lakers with the ball in a 6-point lead. LeBron has it up the left side. Thinks about a three. Now LeBron attacks the rim. Got there. 10-foot bank shot. Good.
That was John Ireland on Lakers radio. Lakers win their 5th in a row, beat the Clippers 135-118. They clinched their group in NBA Cup play. Luka Doncic, 43 points, 13 assists, 9 rebounds, and said the Lakers can be dangerous.
Very dangerous, but we got to go game by game. We still have a lot of improvement left, so we got to go game by game and look at the things we can improve.
LeBron James adding 25 points. Now to Orlando.
Jones is going to have to go. Tyus into the lane, a wide open layup is up and good. What a way to end the third quarter. 121-83.
That was Jake Chapman on Magic Radio. Magic over the Sixers, 144-103. Anthony Block, a career-high 31 points. And Orlando improves to 3-0 at NBA Cup play. Are you guys into the NBA Cup?
So don't even get us started on here. That is the one thing that almost tore the show apart. Perloff hates the NBA Cup. EJ and Manny love the.
No.
Perloff and Bogish both hate the NBA Cup. EJ and Manny think it's fun. Honestly, Peter, it's a hornet's nest.
I like basketball
of a topic.
No, but not hate. I don't think it's a thing.
Well, it exists. So
Not
it
really.
Is a thing.
See, don't get
the court changes colors.
I think it's kind of silly.
There will be games in Vegas. So
Like, why do you? I don't understand. Like, if it's the regular season. Why do we have to make anything more the regular season than it is? It's like, why do we have to make it? It's their games. Like, just who cares?
Why not?
I'll say this. At least they actually do care when they play these games in Vegas. They are trying. They are. I mean,
but that's
the
an
NBA
added
regular
game.
season is just such a zero.
But that's an added game because when they get to that point, it's not a regular season game. They add the game.
But you get like quality basketball in December.
Yeah,
right?
you're trying to split that pot, especially for the guys who are making minimum wage, who are 22 years old, that probably aren't going to filing through the G League and the bigs.
I think assistant coaches also is a big deal. Yeah.
Little do they know they can just manipulate their under on a rebound and rebound total.
Well,
yeah,
that's illegal.
Jonte Porter said, "Yeah, my team ain't going nowhere in this NBA Cup. Let me get this parlay going real quick."
I was thinking about that. Is anyone thinking about this when you're watching NBA games?
What?
The fact that guys are manipulating their over-unders on their props?
No, because I
want
to watch a sport and not think about that.
Oh, I mean,
it's
good for
impossible
you,
now, though.
I'd like to be naive.
the St. John's game a couple of nights ago, and the basket in theory could have helped, but they had a backdoor cover at the end of the game where it was just like, all right, and now I got to think about whether or not this guy knew.
Going to the free throw line? Was it that situation?
No, it was like they missed a three that would have tied the game, and instead of like, there was only 1 second left. Instead of going for like throwing it out to another three, some guy just laid it in, which cut the lead to 1 as time expired, and the spread was 2.5.
Nah, he was just trying to get some.
I know.
That one is a little.
I know, but then on social media, guess what happens though? It's
I know.
look at what happened in this game, and it's like I can't do this. I can't do this every game.
I think we should put up a poll on the in-season. What is a bigger deal, to win the in-season tournament or win the summer league crown?
Oh, come on, Pearl.
Who won last year?
Bigger?
Was last year the
bigger,
Lakers?
the Super Bowl or the
was
Pro
that 2
Bowl?
years ago?
Put it up on the poll.
Who won the thing last year?
The Bucks.
Was it not the Lakers?
Oh, I guess their season wasn't a disaster last year. That's what I mean. Who cares,
The
right?
Bucks and Thunder played. It was a fine game. Trae Young embarrassed himself in semifinals.
But I mean,
it was great.
Remember the Lakers won 2 years ago? Like, I guess we salvaged something from the season. No, they didn't.
Love it. It was a fine game.
We hang banners for the NBA Cup, all right, guys? Respect
Do you
the
really?
cup.
The Thunder took that. The Thunder
Lakers
took that
did.
run
Lakers
and
and
went
Bucks
all the way to the NBA.
And they
Finals.
did it their next home game. Like they didn't even waste any time. They raised the banner at
Got
the next
that thing
home game.
printed, man.
What are you gonna do? Like,
I mean,
wait till the
they
off season
They
to
have
go?
banner hanging in L.A. That is embarrassing.
With all the ones that were won by
the other
Magic.
titles?
And, oh, yeah.
I mean, I can see the Clippers putting up a banner for that, but not the Lakers.
The historic
They have
Los
enough
Angeles
banners.
Lakers.
They have enough banners.
That's
Why
what I
have to
mean.
Put that
right?
one up.
That is embarrassing. I will give you that.
All right, that's where we'll leave it. 888-710-4ISN. Peter, thanks so much. Coming up next is one NFL team making a huge mistake. We'll get to that next. M&P.
Ow! Ow! Ow!
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. .45 seconds remaining. 30 seconds remaining. $15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring.
Welcome back. You're part of the problem now, you realize.
It only took you guys 47 minutes.
What?
You couldn't wait one more day?
I mean, I played
Two more days?
I played in the first rejoin.
Well, I didn't want to step over Schwartz.
You didn't talk for another 5 minutes after I finished playing.
Also, the middle segments is Perloff's rejoin. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, he just glazed right over it, too. And
Are we doing all Christmas music today? It's Thanksgiving's tomorrow. It's not even Thanksgiving.
Well, you know what? You say I'm part of the problem. I love being the problem.
But there's no Thanksgiving music, right?
Yeah, what's Thanksgiving music?
Just play regular music.
Thanksgiving music
Corday
is
has a
this
Thanksgiving
music.
song.
What was that?
Corday has a Thanksgiving song. It's very good.
Okay.
Just play regular music. We don't have to get to the Christmas music yet. We're going to have a month of Christmas music. I love Christmas music. I'm not anti. I'm not the Grinch over here. I'm just like,
It sounds like you are.
Let's let every season breathe a little.
We are. It's the holiday season.
No, it's Thanksgiving.
Listen,
Which is part of the holiday season.
Listen,
No, that's new.
My dentist is near Rockefeller Center, so I was in that area, and you could have confused me that it was Thanksgiving season because they look like Christmas to me.
You can't trust those people. That's commerce, man. Like, we've got to stand strong here as...
Enough with the capitalism.
Well, I'm just saying...
Is that capitalism?
Pearl, this didn't used to be this way. I feel like Thanksgiving used to be its own separate thing, and now Christmas has just gobbled it up.
Us young people rule the world now.
But I
Get in
thought it
order.
was Christmas infringing on Halloween that was getting people mad. I feel like Thanksgiving, you're getting close enough.
Perloff knows ball. You see?
You're kind of getting close, Maggie. You
but-
have to admit that.
No. But Thanksgiving always had at least its day, and then the day after, I think, was when people would put up the Christmas decorations and put up the
but you said-
Black Friday. So actually, people go shopping, and then you're getting to the holiday season. And I felt like people used to put their trees up the day after Thanksgiving or the week after Thanksgiving because you got a little time off.
All I
from
know
work.
is when I sit down on a Thanksgiving morning and I turn on that TV and the Macy's Thanksgiving parade is on, who's closing the show?
It's always Santa. I understand.
Santa, Mariah, and it's Christmas.
Mariah ain't been near that thing
Wait,
in
she was
a
there. I
decade.
think she was there last year, a couple years ago. She was there recently.
You mean
Mariah's still always at Thanksgiving.
Derek
I
Jeter's
saw her.
ex-girlfriend?
I
Yeah,
think
she
was
does
at
a
the parade
30
last
Rock
year.
thing, too.
Yeah.
All right, maybe I haven't watched it.
By the way, Maggie's totally old school. She asked me the other day, are the lines bad at Black Friday?
I know. I need a laptop. And I was like, can I go to Best Buy? Is that going to be, am I going to get in a fight
Yes,
with
it's
a
called,
woman
you
from
can
Long
go to
Island?
Best Buy. It's called look at your phone and hit 6 buttons
know
and
what?
you've purchased said item.
Maggie, you go ahead to Best Buy at 5 in the morning. Let us know how it worked out for you, okay?
I'm going to be up. You think that you just all of a sudden switch your circadian rhythms for this show because we got a couple days off? No
Yes.
shot.
Yes.
I'm really into
wake up
this
at 12 o'clock
Corday
tomorrow.
song, by the way. I'm watching the video now. This looks like we better learn. What is this song? I've never heard of a Thanksgiving song, but I think we got one for later.
Corday like Naomi Osaka's old man?
You saw the Corday song?
I'm watching the video right now.
Oh,
It
it's
looks
awesome.
amazing.
Oh, it's one of my favorite songs.
Naomi's old
Because I
man?
was like, what? There's a Thanksgiving song? I've never heard it.
Yeah, Corday, formerly with Naomi Osaka. They were a couple. They have a child.
A Thanksgiving song? What is it? Just turkeys? Gobble, 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 gobble.
No, come on. Don't disrespect Corday like that.
I'm
Great Maryland rapper.
disrespecting the idea of a Thanksgiving song. What could possibly
The
be a
lyrics look pretty
Thanksgiving
good.
song?
I can't hear it because I don't have it on. We'll play it later.
The
All right.
lyrics look-
I wish that everyone would just take a breath. Like,
But everyone
what's
loves
the
it.
rush? We're going to get to Christmas. We always get there, and we get the whole month. We can't let Thanksgiving have 1 second.
But Thanksgiving is still widely celebrated. I don't think it's taking away. They amplify each other. Maybe. I mean, I don't think
No.
anyone is taking Thanksgiving lightly. Everyone
Christmas
here loves that.
just trounces all over Thanksgiving. This is like the NFL, what they did to Christmas. This is what Christmas is doing to Thanksgiving. The NFL came in, said, NBA, you think that's your holiday? Ha ha. Think again. We'll play on a Wednesday. We don't care. We will put our brains on the line. Doesn't matter. And now this is
Literally.
what's happened. It's like Thanksgiving, it's all jumbled in together.
Local woman makes strong rant.
Enough's enough. I just went through a month of Halloween. Can we get, how about that? Does that need to be a month? I want to shorten Halloween. I want to expand Thanksgiving.
I mean, if you want to, talk, specifically, today's the 26th. Christmas is on the 25th, so you do, in fact, get less than a month of Christmas music.
Do you understand, though? We used to have Thanksgiving movies, Pearl. I don't even think they would do that nowadays because Thanksgiving is not even a thing. Trains, Planes, and Automobiles. Amazing Thanksgiving movie.
There's like 7 Netflix movies about Thanksgiving on right now.
Well, now it's just the machine. They need
those
content.
B movies, yeah.
When's the Bills holiday movie coming out?
Oh, God, that monstrosity.
That looks awful.
It does.
Wait,
what did you think
what
it
is
was
it
going to
again?
be? It's a Hallmark movie, basically, about...
Oh, Bill's Mafia, right. Yeah.
Because nothing says romance.
Nothing says romance like Orchard Park on a Sunday. Hell yeah.
Chugging Labatt Blue Light
with some Zubaz on.
And peeing your pants.
There's another commercial out
With
there
a
with
JP Lossman jersey on.
the Buffalo kids being baptized through the chairs. I mean,
Amen.
the tables.
It's been going on for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What's
the one where it ends up with the guy buying the jersey at the store?
No, that's a legit commercial. This is EJ's talking about home videos where people break their little newborns like over a fake table.
Yeah, there's a commercial I think now that's like showing like a compilation of them. Enough of Bill's Mafia. I'm sorry.
Jump the shark.
Enough of these.
You know, this thing on the
This
Bills.
is what happens. You have to win, actually.
On the Bills movie, football is really hard to do in fiction form. If you could notice that, there's a new show out that they're running a commercial for about like a USC quarterback that's fake. Fake football shows never, ever, ever work. Like the
Friday Night Lights.
The game was
Friday Night Lights. A movie, by the way, that was kind of real, but
No, but the TV show is like thought of as one of the greatest shows of all time.
that's true. But I give you Friday Night Lights, but generally, like most of it is crap. Like what was that movie that came out, Him or something? That did not do well.
Yeah, it didn't.
They sent us a lot of promotional material for that, and I was like, you guys are really trying to sell this movie.
I wanted that to be good too.
But I think Friday
see
Night
it?
Lights being based in reality kind of helped it. Generally, when you do fiction about football, it kind of doesn't work. Like the good movies are the true stories. Like Remember the Titans and all that.
I keep saying the game is it was a very popular show. It was on for like 10 years on multiple networks.
The game?
Yeah. We played clips on it on this show.
Well, what about the one with The Rock? That show, Ballers.
Ballers? That was pretty good.
No, it's not fun anymore. Not even a little bit.
That show kind of went flat. It didn't work as well.
It's kind of cheesy.
Yeah, but that had a lot of seasons too, though.
Well,
because The Rock, you saying?
I think The Rock and
I liked it. I
Denzel's
thought it was
kid.
actually pretty funny, but I thought it did not do as well as it could have. Generally, and this Bills movie, I do not think it's going to be up for an Oscar.
What gave you that clue?
Shut your mouth, you thong-wearing fatty.
The only thing that can save that Bills movie would be The Rock. Anyway, let's talk about football. Real football next.
Just bring it, jabronis.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. 3 minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. Forty-five seconds remaining. Thirty seconds remaining. Fifteen seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
Game may break the record for the most watched regular season game in NFL history. Of course, we're talking about the Dallas Cowboys hosting the Kansas City Chiefs. Welcome to the show, Maggie Gray, Andrew Perloff. Thanksgiving Eve, Pearl, which is always fun. If you're on the roads, please be safe. But we're asking who needs this game more.
Yeah. Well, both teams... Actually, I guess the Cowboys need it less because they can afford a loss. The Chiefs probably can't afford a loss. The tiebreakers do not work out well for the Chiefs, which is really interesting. So I think the Chiefs need it more, but both teams desperately need it. The Cowboys can afford one loss the rest of the season and still hope to make the playoffs. Chiefs might not have that luxury.
Okay, so this is weird because I would tend to agree with you, but if you look at the playoff predictor, which I've become a little obsessed with around here, it's the one from The Athletic, which is the New York Times. They'll tell you that it's absolutely Dallas, and there's not even a question. Right now, the odds that Dallas makes the postseason is 13%.
You got a 33 and a third chance of winning.
I know, Manny loves making fun of me whenever I go to the playoff predictor, but 13% Pearl, and if they lose to the Chiefs, it goes down to 5%. So that's at least one playoff simulator out there that's telling you this is dire for Dallas. Meanwhile, Kansas City sitting at 61% shot to make the playoffs. If they lose, goes down to 48%, not nearly the back against the wall situation that Dallas appears to be in.
Well, Dallas can afford one loss, though, right? So if they win this game, then it's really, really on. But if they lose this game, then it all comes down to Detroit next week. And the question is, how good is Detroit? Because I'm assuming Dallas can run their last 4 if they need to.
Okay, so Dallas at 5-5-1 right now.
Yeah.
Obviously, the big game against Kansas City. It's the middle game on Thanksgiving. Then at Detroit, Minnesota, the Chargers, at Washington, at the Giants. Here's the thing about assuming that Dallas could run the table on anybody and anything. I'll give you this: Dallas is playing a lot better. The defense actually looks good. Whether it was a mistake to trade away Parsons and they've been chasing that. A conversation for another day. What happens now is they do have Quinnen Williams. They do have Logan Wilson. They did get guys back from injury, and this thing is coming together, and they have been able to stop the run. Now, Isaiah Pacheco is going to be back for this game, so we'll see if Andy Reid actually commits to the run like he did last week against the Colts. This could be a thing. But Dallas is playing better, but I still don't trust them to rattle off 4 in a row.
I mean, it's really, to me, it's a matter of the competition, the 4 in a row at the end. Because the Chargers just got blown out by Jacksonville. I'm assuming the Chargers don't right the ship because of injuries. That's a big assumption. But Minnesota, if they can't beat Minnesota, they don't deserve to be there. And then the Commanders are interesting because Jaden Daniels comes back, but their problem is their defense more than anything. I mean, the Cowboys should be pretty heavy favored. And then the Giants, I mean, it'd be pretty funny if Jameis played spoiler, but come on. They're one of the bottom 3 teams in the league. There's no excuse. If Dallas got all the way there where they're still alive and lost to the Giants in Week 18, that would be high comedy.
Well, the Giants are in all these games.
And especially late in the season, they love to win an irrelevant game at the end of the season to my New York Football Giants to screw themselves of draft positioning.
Yeah.
They love to do it.
This year it doesn't matter because they have their quarterback. They have a quarterback, so they don't need to tank.
Well,
but I mean, the Cowboys can't get all the way there and then lose to the Giants. It just can't happen.
By the way,
the eye of a tiger.
Not to make this a Giants conversation, but wouldn't Jackson Dart be back by then?
Oh, yeah, he should be back this weekend.
Right. This is might not even be a Jameis game, so you might have guys rallying around the rookie. I have no idea, but we're talking about Kansas City and Dallas here and who needs it more. And, I'm going to be honest, I actually do think it's Kansas City, and here's why. Nobody was expecting Dallas to be a playoff team. And I've said it this whole time, the expectations will kill you here if you're Dallas, because now if you flip the switch in your brain as a Cowboy fan to think, oh, we are a playoff team, well, I'm sorry, I think it's too little too late. This is all about next year now. Have a good runway for next year. You've got something going. Hopefully you stay healthy. You have a good offseason. Get George Pickens either done or franchise tag or whatever you're going to do to keep Pickens around. Try to keep him happy. And that's where the focus needs to be. Maybe in shoring up the offensive line a little bit more. To me, Kansas City, they're the dynasty of our time. Kansas City is the ultimate boogeyman. Down by 10 points in multiple Super Bowls, come back to win. Down in this last game where the Colts really could have ended, by all intents and purposes, could have ended their playoff chances. Didn't do it. Patrick Mahomes comes back, wills them to a win. Defense looks great. If you have Kansas City, who is that ultimate team, you can't miss the playoffs. Even in the Tom Brady, some of his years, Pearl, where they didn't win the Super Bowl, he didn't miss the playoffs completely.
Yeah, right. But there's a lot going on here. They were without Rashee Rice for the first part of the season because he's a knucklehead. That destroyed them.
They didn't have him all last season. They were in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but generally it took a long time this year to get the offensive line going. They're just not as explosive or good this year. No, there's no doubt about it. But that doesn't change what's happening here this week. I mean, the funny thing is, if they get in the playoffs, they're the Vegas favorite by far. But it doesn't feel weird. It doesn't feel as weird to me as you're describing. I don't know. For some reason, it tracks that they could either miss the playoffs or win the Super Bowl. It just makes sense to me. Maybe we've been talking about it like that so much. They are a team that last year won all these narrow games. This year, losing them all. You kind of assume that luck will turn around and they'll win a bunch of close games late in the season. But they are playing with so much fire. If they lose this game, they go to 6-6. Then you really have to squint.
You think they're playing well, the Chiefs?
I mean, I think they're playing almost exactly the way they did last year. They're definitely not playing well. I just said they're clearly not playing well.
I thought you said they're on fire. No.
What?
No?
Okay. No. I'm saying they're clearly not playing well. Like something's wrong, but you assume the luck will turn around in these close games.
Gotcha.
Right? I think that's what Vegas assumes. They've losing, the game they lost to the Broncos, everyone assumes they'll win that when it counts. I think that's why we all view Kansas City as the favorite. What is it? What other factors would there be? Because they're not explosive on offense. There's no doubt about it. Andy Reid's gotten really conservative in his old age, which I kind of like, but they can't keep losing these close games. They have Patrick Mahomes. So if it's a playoff game and they're down 3 against Bo Nix, they're obviously going to win that.
Yeah, I mean, was not able to win it in Denver.
Yeah, but I think
year.
that'll turn around. It seems like a luck factor to some degree.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible that by the time they get to that Denver game, which is the second to last game of the season, that it doesn't even matter. Like, they could be out.
Right.
If you lose to Dallas, if you lose to Houston, if somehow the Chargers beat you again, yeah, I'll give the Chiefs the benefit of the doubt. Like, you'll believe it when you see it. But they've really messed around this year. You mentioned it. They don't have tiebreakers against Buffalo. They don't have tiebreakers against Jacksonville, excuse me. I mean, there's a lot of tough moments from this team. And it's funny because we thought we were going to see a totally different offense this year. Remember? It was like, well, they're really going to open things up now, and Rice is back, and Xavier Worthy, and, Hollywood Brown. And I know that Xavier Worthy's dealt with some injuries, and Rashee Rice with suspension. But where's the vertical offense? To not make the playoffs? I mean, I think that's a terrible indictment on the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, for some reason, it doesn't feel quite that. I don't get the same vibe that it would be a terrible indictment on them because, they remind me so much of last year, except they're not winning the close games. Like, what is actually, if try and put your finger on it, Maggie, what's the big difference between this year and last year? It's obviously the close games are losing them all this year, but why? I'm not even sure I know why. I can't figure it out exactly.
I think at times it was the defense, and then at times it's been the offense. Like, I do think it's kind of a full throttle, full team rather. I want to say failure yet because they may still make the playoffs, but I think it's been different things at different times.
I think it's really been the offense is not explosive, right? Mahomes has missed some throws that he normally doesn't miss. His deep throws have not been effective. The run game is never scaring anybody. I mean, this run game is.
Yeah.
Last week credit to them, they did run the ball 30 times, but there's no explosive runs. You're right. They promised they were going to be explosive, but they absolutely are not.
Well, remember, Patrick Mahomes was the leading rusher for most of the season. He might actually still be as far as total yardage. I don't have it in front of me. But
yeah, and that's the other thing, too.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes will run in close games. Now, what happened this week was, for most of the game, Lou Anarumo, the Colts defensive coordinator, spied the heck out of him. Now, that's what you got to do. I think they laid out, if you're playing the Chiefs, people have figured it out. It's the fourth quarter. There's one man who's going to beat you, right? So you just run around and try to catch him.
The only problem with that, there's no problem. It's a smart game plan. But when you're playing an Arrowhead, if you are spying Mahomes and if you're trying to get physical with him, what's going to happen? You're going to get called for penalties. There were 2 roughing the passers that the Colts got called for in the first half alone. Like, he's going to get the benefit of the doubt at home.
But not downfield, though.
No,
those are often in the pocket.
Or when he's scrambling back there, you touch him.
Yeah.
You might be getting a flag.
Well, the spy, I think, was important. Don't let him get the first down. Stay 10 yards downfield. And I've always wondered, you should definitely spy Josh Allen, but I think the spy is usually not big enough to tackle him.
He's a little bit different.
Yeah, but you should definitely spy. I mean, obviously, if the Bills took out Josh Allen's running ability, they're probably a 500 team at best. And the Eagles are the same way. If Jalen Hurts does not get off his butt and start running, they're going to start losing down the stretch too. So I think that ultimately you trust Mahomes, but something around him is just a little bit off. By the way, I think the Chiefs have a great chance to win this game and kind of get things headed in the right direction. They're favored. Dallas is playing very well, but I think you're going to see a desperate Chiefs where Mahomes come fourth quarter is going to keep plays alive, scramble, and find a way. Until he's actually out of the playoffs, Maggie, there's no way I'm betting against the Chiefs.
Yeah, and honestly, the Colts did have a big opportunity that they squandered in overtime to not be able to try to bury Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. But if you're asking who actually needs this game more, the numbers would tell you it's Dallas. If they have any outside shot of making the playoffs. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, the Dallas can afford one loss. So the 2 toughest games are KC and Detroit. Then it gets a lot easier. We'll see. If Dallas wins this game, then it's going to be a hype train. It's going to be all about, here come them boys. Jerry is going to be on a victory tour that's going to last for 3 weeks, and he won't even notice if they're out of the playoffs. He's going to be so high after winning this game. What's so funny is the game before is obviously Packers-Lions. So if somehow the Lions beat the Packers and Micah Parsons, say, like, doesn't have a big game, and then you go right into the Cowboy game and somehow they beat Patrick Mahomes, Jerry's going to be so high on his own supply.
Michael Parsons.
He's going to be high on scotch as well. We
know he likes it.
This Thanksgiving game is going to be insane. Post Malone's playing halftime. It's going to be, if it's a close game, it's going to have Super Bowl numbers. I mean, really, it's going to be totally insane. Just the fact that they both need a win here worked out so well for the NFL.
How many people do you think are rearranging when they're eating for this game?
Oh, I thought you were going to say for the Post Malone halftime performance.
Everyone shush. Post Malone.
It definitely will be lip synced. Is there any doubt in anyone's mind?
No. What was it, Jack Harlow? Remember Jack Harlow in Detroit had to be the lowest budget NFL halftime show.
Well, then
ever.
last year, was that last year where Beyonce blew away the halftime show, the actual Super Bowl?
Last year.
With like a horse and coverage.
That was a Beyonce concert and a football game was sort of happening.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. And I felt bad. Who did the halftime last year?
Kendrick.
Oh, well, Kendrick was good. But generally, like that Beyonce was too good for a halftime show for the regular season.
And then
it made everyone else look bad.
It was Christmas, though. It wasn't Thanksgiving.
Oh, sorry. It was Christmas. Right. Sorry.
Can't forget about Karol G's performance earlier this season.
Yeah,
that was the pineapples on the top.
You're not going to forget about it.
I was impressed.
We'll never forget her.
It's like, egads, who is that woman? Anyway, do you think people are rearranging their Thanksgiving dinner because of this Cowboys-Chiefs game? Like, if you're someone who usually eats around 4 or 5, are you like, you know what? Why don't we back it up to like 2 o'clock this year?
Well, the game goes on 4:30 to 7:30. I would hope you had your Thanksgiving dinner by then.
But that's prime eating time on the East Coast.
You might miss some of the first half.
I don't understand some of the people in the United States at what time they eat dinner. You eat Thanksgiving dinner at dinner time, which is like 7, 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Why are you guys eating at 3 o'clock?
There's a long tradition of eating Thanksgiving
Yeah.
during the day. That's a thing.
No.
My family used to be like you, Manny. We would eat at regular dinner time.
Yeah, bro, it's Thanksgiving dinner. Eat it at dinner time.
Yeah, no,
you watch it during the end of the Cowboys game into the 8 o'clock game.
Gonna be honest, I got to take the L on this one. I think my family was wrong about this. It's cool to eat during the day. It's like a big lunch.
What time do you guys start cooking? I don't get it.
Early.
Yeah.
Dude, we do a morning show. Early mornings, this is when we thrive.
It's a holiday. It's supposed to be not supposed to be another work day.
That's such a man's view.
You are supposed
You think women are putting their feet up on holidays, guys? Get a clue.
It's Thanksgiving. What you do is you wake up at 12 o'clock and half an hour later, you got the Lions playing football.
Yeah.
Facts.
That's Thanksgiving.
That is, what are you, home from college?
Kind of.
Permanently?
Yes.
No, it's kind of
That'd
a
be
bumper.
Nice.
The night game is not good. That is going to be bad.
I fall asleep during that game every year.
Yeah, no,
It's
it's like
impossible
you
not
need it to be great to stay awake.
It's been great. Probably.
This is
and I
not going to
still
be
fall
good.
asleep.
The Ravens have been very hard to watch this year.
Yeah, but Joe Burrow's back.
Even so, yeah, I mean, what's the point, though?
Well, I don't know. But I wouldn't play him if I were the Bengals. But listen, they're trying to prove a point that he's... I have no idea.
No, I mean, even what's the point of the game? If the Bengals win, there's no... Because of what you just said, there's no story like, they're 4-8.
No, they play spoiler.
Spoiler doesn't do it for me. I'm not a big, this is exciting to watch a spoiler. I need more stakes. And the Ravens is just, let's play a drinking game. How many times is Kyle Hamilton going to come on and off the field with a minor injury?
Oh, I can't wait
Trying
to
to make it to my wedding, bro.
6 to 10. Why? Because
I'm not going to make it if I have to play that drinking game.
yeah. I just think this is, that you're right. The 8:20 NFL Network game is always like, you're exhausted at that point. It's hard.
It's a long day of eating and drinking, you know?
And I'm very disappointed, too. Black Friday, the Eagles are playing against the Bears. Great game. I'm used to having the Jets on Black Friday so I can do other things.
Well,
Thank God that's not happening again.
Wasn't it just one game? Do you remember when Mike White?
The Mike White game.
Yeah.
I think that's every Black Friday game.
It was the Hail Mary
No, it wasn't
pick
Mike
six.
White. It was Boyle. Tim Boyle.
Oh,
Tim Boyle.
yes, it was.
Against Tua.
Yeah, the pick 6 Hail Mary.
Pick 6 Hail Mary. Never say anything like it. Never will again.
I still say worse than the Buff Fumble. I'm sorry.
Worse than the Buff Fumble?
I will always contend that was worse than the Buff Fumble. The Buff Fumble, I feel like you could see happen again. You will never see a team throw a pick 6 off a Hail Mary. Are you kidding me? That's insane.
Okay, but what are we doing? Funnier? Funnier the Buff Fumble.
No,
Nothing
I'm
will
saying
ever be
worse.
funnier.
I'm saying worse,
Meanwhile,
more embarrassing.
That was also on a holiday. Buff Fumble was on Thanksgiving.
Yep.
And if we knew then what we know now about Mark Sanchez.
Oh, yeah. Not the worst thing that happened
to him. What's the latest? Yeah, little did we know what was coming his way.
Oh, yeah, we did know. We did learn stuff this week, right? About St. Elmo's being part of this somehow?
Yes, the famous steakhouse, Pearl.
It's in the lawsuit.
No, I didn't know that.
Okay, so the update.
That's the restaurant that he was behind?
So
it looks like he ventured there at one point in the night, became inebriated there, was overserved, and that's why St. Elmo's is in the lawsuit now.
Yep, Manny got it. So the famous steakhouse where the best thing on the menu is shrimp cocktail. Meanwhile, there's not an ocean for 3,000 miles. It is good though, spicy. He was there and he was drinking there. Or I guess they have a sister bar also, and he might have been in that one.
I think he was at both actually.
You and I had a meal there, right?
I've eaten there twice.
I just remember, this is totally, maybe I'm getting all my memories confused. Did Mike Tannenbaum come up to you once at St. Elmo's Fire when you were walking with me? Or
St. Elmo's Fire?
St. Elmo's Fire. Great song.
Yes, actually, because I'm friends with Mike Tannenbaum. So he may have come up
So were
to me.
you with me? Oh, you don't remember
maybe.
this whole interaction?
I don't. What did he say?
Oh, he was just really
Remember
happy.
that butt fumble?
As I remember, he was really happy to see you. He was an agent at the time.
He did want to be my agent at one point.
Yeah,
that's a cool story.
It is. Mike Tannenbaum, the former GM of the Jets and the Dolphins, did want to be my agent, and I said I would love to have you as my agent. I feel like you're going to go back
to the NFL
to being a GM. Actually, he was only the GM of the Jets at that time, and I said I feel like if the opportunity comes, you're just going to jump at the next opportunity to be a GM, and I don't know if I want someone. Then I'm going to get passed off to somebody else,
and then suddenly who's Maggie Gray?
Exactly.
Well,
Maggie who am I
May?
anyway? But anyway, so he goes, and he was very honest. He goes, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, if another GM job becomes open and I get it, I am going to go back to being a GM. I said, okay, great. Then let's just agree to be friends. Thank you so much for talking with me, the interest, all of that. And we've been friends ever since. And I think 6 to 9 months later, he got the Dolphins job.
That is
he was representing Steve Kerr at the time, who was in the media.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's very admirable, by the way, to be
Totally
we
straight
talked
up with
about
it.
Lane Kiffin, whether or not this was in his situation, whether or not he's being honest or if there's morals. That's someone saying, yeah, I'm going to take this job if it comes up. And I wonder if Lane Kiffin's told that to Ole Miss. If he's told those players.
I don't know.
Or at least some of them.
Because he's in a tricky spot, Lane Kiffin. I'm not, crying for him, but do you tell the team, hey, I'm leaving? I feel like we would have learned that. Because how do you keep 100 people secret?
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. There's no way he could have told them that and risk it coming out.
But the other part, too, about Lane Kiffin is what do we think's going to happen, guys? If he's going to announce that he's staying, you announce that before the must-win game, not after.
Yeah, that's a good point. It does seem like a long shot that'll stay.
I think the question is just where is he going to go? Do you still think it's LSU or do you think it's Florida?
I think all the tea leaves point to LSU. It feels like the internet is predicting LSU. For what that's worth.
I think it's when the report came out, they were preparing $98 million contract, and everyone just kind of assumed, all right, you're going to take that.
Right. It was 93 Ole Miss got up to, or low 90s. So it's pretty close. I mean, is it really the money at that point? I don't think so, because if the moving expenses alone, Maggie, to go from Mississippi to LSU.
$7 billion.
You know what I think? I like this theory that the person who's orchestrating all this is Nick Saban, and he's very connected to LSU. For whatever reason, it seems like Nick Saban and LSU have deep ties now, which doesn't make any sense because he was at Alabama for so long. So I kind of think it's a Saban-Kiffin kind of thing, based on not actual facts, but it does feel like Saban has been talking about Lane Kiffin all year long, and they're very, very close.
He was very defensive of him on game day.
Oh, my God, he loves Lane Kiffin.
Why does Saban care if Lane Kiffin takes the LSU job or stays at Ole Miss or goes to Florida?
Well, remember there was that rumor that Saban was going to go back to LSU. It does seem like Saban is very connected to LSU.
No, that's fine, but he's got a million guys in his coaching tree.
But Lane's his guy.
I think
he fired Lane before a national championship game.
He's a weird guy in the sense that he doesn't want to be the quote-unquote new commissioner in college football, but I think he likes being a power broker.
Oh, definitely.
I think he likes kind of having big influence on college football. I think that's why he took that game day job. I think it's a big platform for him to get his thoughts about the way the sport's being run out. So I could see him saying, you know what, this is best for the sport to have a coach the caliber of Lane Kiffin coaching at a primetime school like LSU.
But see, to me, if I'm Saban, I'm using my power, influence, whatever you want to say, soft power, for something much bigger than getting Lane a job.
But he loves his assistants.
And he's been trying. He's been trying to do the NIL thing for the last. He talked to President Trump.
I'm telling you, he should do the bigger picture stuff. I'm saying the macro stuff, yeah, and NIL, change the time of the transfer portal, change all that stuff, fantastic. The micro, like teams are lining up to give Lane millions and millions of dollars. Does he really need to, move his hand, or help influence
He
that?
just gives me Coach K vibes. Coach K was the same way in college basketball. I know it's a little different, but I mean, the reporting, I think from Ian O'Connor, was that Duke was preparing to give Tommy Amaker the job, and Coach K said,
Nope.
not so fast.
Tommy Amaker said that.
Yeah.
One of the things that Saban loved that feature when all his assistant coaches said, "We love you, Nick Saban." Like that was a big deal to Nick Saban. So I think that's a big part of his personality.
All right, we're going to do some cool stuff today. Top of the hour, we'll do our great debate, holiday themed, but we will also do Maggie and Perloff King of the Mountain today. The search for the greatest NFL team of all time.
Bears.
Yeah, 85 Bears, still top of the mountain. We'll see who the new challenger is today as we count down, Pearl, and try to find the greatest NFL team of all time.
It's going to be tough to knock them off.
We'll see who is the next up. Next. M&P.
You're in a 5-minute break.
This is Maggie Gray with an Odyssey Sports Minute. This is Maggie Gray with a Sports Minute. The Chicago Bears keep surviving on the edge. They're 8-3, but half of their wins have been by a field goal or less, and 6 of 8 have been decided by one score. And now comes the real test, a trip to Philadelphia on Black Friday and 2 games against the Green Bay Packers in the next 4 weeks. Playoff dreams hinge on whether Chicago can turn close calls into convincing wins. I'm Maggie Gray. The Colts don't have a passing problem. They have a Daniel Jones problem. He's grown shaky under pressure, forcing the coaches to scale back the offense and keep extra blockers in. That means fewer weapons on the field and far less firepower. And with the Jaguars, Texans, Seahawks, and 49ers coming up, Indy can't survive a quarterback who's holding them back. I'm Maggie Gray.
1 minute remaining. $45 seconds remaining. $30 seconds remaining. $15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
That's perfect. Okay, mac and cheese up in the oven, grandma finished cooking. Thanksgiving round the corner, need banana pudding. Brought you home to mama, even though you said I shouldn't. Might not make the Christmas, but I'm hoping and I'm pushing for a better day, a good day in the making. But
Welcome back, Maggie and Perloff. So Maggie was upset because Manny was playing Christmas music. So we found a Thanksgiving song that EJ loves, and I know why you love it now.
Why?
Because you love mac and cheese on Thanksgiving more than anything in the world.
That's true.
Well, you were talking about it yesterday.
Yes, that is a fact. But, I mean, that's not also why I love it. Corday is a phenomenal rapper, and this album was great. And who does Thanksgiving songs? Nobody. And he took the challenge.
I think there's a reason why, because those 30 seconds were god-awful.
Kidding me?
Oh, my
Listen,
God.
you just got to...
I think I would rather listen to
6, 7.
the
you
entire
kidding
time.
me?
Oh, yeah.
No,
that was
please,
not
anything
good.
but Hunter Yurachek, the college football playoff committee commissioner, whatever his name is.
Well, the Grammys disagreed, Manny, because he was nominated for a Grammy for that album.
Oh,
saying.
that song?
That's that guy.
For the album.
The state of hip-hop music right now.
How about this? As far as a little more obscure holidays to rap about, what's better, this song about Thanksgiving
Easter,
or Outkast's song about Valentine's Day? That's a great song.
Yeah.
You don't
that's
get a
another
lot of
good
songs
one.
about Valentine's Day.
I still say Thanksgiving.
Whatever happened to a song about Flag Day? You know what I mean?
Well, why don't you go right 1 minute?
I got you.
You know who did a big Arbor Day song? Timbaland.
All right.
Please throw to Schwartz.
That was good.
Oh, man.
EJ liked it. EJ, you're smiling.
Yeah. It got the effect he was looking for.
That hit you somewhere between two ribs right over here. Just tickled you a little bit. All right, Schwartz, thank you for joining us on this Thanksgiving Eve. How you doing?
I am doing great, and this report is sponsored by Skechers. Watch the Skechers World Champions Cup this December 4th, 5th, and 7th on ESPN and ABC. And we'll begin with the college football playoff rankings. No change in the top 5. It's still Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, Georgia, and Texas Tech. Oregon up to number 6. Ole Miss drops to 7. Oklahoma, Notre Dame, and Alabama round out the top 10. Oklahoma State has named Eric Morris as their new head coach. He led North Texas to a 10-1 record this past season. From football, the Bills signed veteran wide receiver Brandon Cooks, who was waived by the Saints on Saturday. Now to the NBA, and we'll start with the Battle of Los Angeles.
Here come the Lakers the other way. Luka's got it, driving down the middle all the way, got to the rim, lay it up and in. 22 first quarter points for Luka.
And he wasn't done there. John Ireland on Lakers radio. Lakers beat the Clippers 135-103. Luka Doncic, 135-118. Luka Doncic 43 points, 13 assists, and 9 rebounds. LeBron James adding 25 points and said he is improving.
Every game, I'm going to get better and better. Today was better than, the last game in Utah. And obviously it was better than a week ago, my first game here. So, every game, every day, I continue to work on my body, continue to work on my win, continue to work on my habits.
Lakers have now won 5 in a row, and they have wrapped up their group in NBA Cup play.
Again, LeBron with that wind and that wind talk.
Well, I like how he emphasized Utah, like high altitude, like give them a little bit of a break because that's a really tough place to play. Bro, they're saying now that LeBron is undecided about his future. Do you think that it's more likely that LeBron, this is all up for grabs and, whatever way the wind blows is when he decides to retire, or that there's some kind of strategic, planned out retirement tour / I don't know, like a lot more hullabaloo?
Well, a lot depends on the results of the in-season tournament. No, but I think he's going by the seat of his pants a little. I don't think he has a plan. I don't know why I sense that. I just feel like it kind of reminds me of Tom Brady. It's going to be really hard to walk away. What's your sense?
I get the opposite view. I think LeBron's got a little more Aaron Rodgers in him, where it's like everything's the thing, like sentimentality, and this is the first time I ever got a triple-double, and I'm going to honor this was the first moment that I, da-da-da. I think that he's going to do one of those very sentimental retirement tours because he needs as many, he needs to remind people at every turn just how many milestones he has hit.
Yeah.
If he's going to win this Jordan LeBron debate in the eyes of the public.
But this year, are you thinking this year or next year?
I think it's this year. I think this is it.
I think this season is it. Or you mean?
Then the tour starts. So let me amend that. Gotcha. I think we get this season where it feels like everything's kind of organic. And then next year is the year where everything's planned out. It's like Derek Jeter, Mariano Rivera. Like he gets the full on every stop he goes to, they sell out the arenas.
God,
and he'll say he's doing it to help the league, probably. He'll love this.
And he gets to pick which places he's going to play in because load management, he'll take some nights off. Or do you think in his last year he'll just decide I'm going to go play for everybody?
No, he'll take nights
play
off.
A lot of games. Probably.
I mean, he'll play a lot, but he'll still take nights off. He's not the only one load managing.
I mean, you could always take the home games off.
Or he could they play multiple games against against the teams in the Pacific, so you just go ahead and load manage those away games, and he still has 2 left at the back end of the season to go play and have his retirement or his tour.
I bet that he suits up, but his minutes go down. So maybe he actually does something like, I'm going to do all 82 in my last season, but I'm only going to play 15, 20 minutes a game.
He turns 41 on December 30th, so he'd be 42 next year. I do think that if he's smart, he doesn't want late Kareem. I don't think he wants people to remember him or Wizards Jordan, although people seem to forget that.
Yeah, no one.
But I do think
that's
that
my guy right there, Wizards
Jordan. LeBron doesn't want to look too slow, so it's you're right. 2 years maybe it does make sense, but I think he'd be a little bit worried about his image.
What I'm interested in is David Meneman in that ESPN report said that if James believes this could be his last season, something that sources close to James have insisted that he remains undecided about, he might feel even more responsibility to suit up for every game of what would then be a retirement tour. Is it possible he does a Chris Paul where he's playing in the middle of this season and says, you know what, actually this is going to be the final run? Because that's essentially what Dave McMenamin is putting out there. If this is going to be the last season, he decides that in February or in January.
Right.
Then you have to start the whole LeBron retirement then, which to me would be that, to be honest, the Lakers are really good. I don't know, the Thunder are so great, it may be an uphill battle, but they are, in theory, a title contender.
Yeah. Why would he make
taking the oxygen out of a potential playoff push?
Well, or the opposite. Does he take the oxygen, make it about himself, or would LeBron James announcing he's going to retire in February or something galvanize? And all of a sudden now he realizes the team is good, they have a chance, he has a chance to go out on top. That's something Jordan did not do.
I would think it'd be too risky to the chemistry to announce it if they're still playing well. That's a big change. If they're on fire, he can't throw that curveball. I understand what you're saying. LeBron tends to make it about himself, but still, if they're really playing well and he's in February, I don't think you could do that to your team.
How big of a distraction is it really? The guy's 41. This is not, an out of nowhere. This isn't, totally different circumstance. Magic retires out of nowhere. Is that HIV? It's a very different kind of thing where it'd be sending shockwaves. Who's going to really be shocked if LeBron says, you know what? I think this is going to be the final ride.
But he's still a productive player.
Yeah,
so
25 last night.
I think if he's going to make it about himself, I think he takes a day in the off season and says, this is going to be my last year. I'm going to get to go to all the NBA buildings, whatever. And I think that's
you
really
all get to say goodbye to me.
You all get to say goodbye.
This is for you.
Yeah, I kind of like
Sacramento.
I like your original
This is for you.
plan.
Denver, this is for you.
He yells everything he plays.
Utah, this is for you.
This is for you.
New Orleans.
Taco Tuesday.
What else we got, Pete?
Orlando improves to 3-0 in NBA Cup play. They beat the Sixers 144-103, and the Wizards over the Hawks 132-113. C.J. McCollum with 43 points. College basketball, number 18, UCLA taking on California.
Petritus into the corner for Bell. Takes the three. It's good! Chris Bell had 12 in the first half. Quick trigger has him at 15 and a 3-point Bear lead.
That was the call on Cal Radio. California over number 18, UCLA 80-72. Also from college basketball last night, number 3, Houston losing to number 17, Tennessee 76-73. Now to the NHL, a milestone night for Stars captain Jamie Benn.
Wrap in front and the Stars score. They play it in front and Jamie Benn gets the goal. It's number 400 of his career. The captain gets the milestone here early in Edmonton.
That was Josh Bogorad with the call on Stars Radio. The Stars rip up the Oilers 8-3, as you heard. Jamie Benn with his 400th career NHL goal. Nathan Bastian with 2 goals, and the Stars 7-1-1 in their last 9 games.
Schwartz, did you get a chance to see the Stars' new alternate jersey?
I did.
Sick.
How?
It's pretty impressive. I actually, and you'll be surprised that I would say this, but I actually think the Rangers' alternate jersey looks pretty cool.
I think that, they look great.
Even though I could, care less about them, I just think that the
hockey sweaters are going hard.
Yeah, they're doing a good job with them. Absolutely.
Is this the Dallas one that's got like neon green? Is that what you're looking?
that's their home. That's their original home jersey.
What's the alternate?
They have an alternate jersey that kind of looks like their old jersey from the 2000s.
The old black. It's a black one.
And green, like the darker green.
They won when they
the
won the
old
cup
logo.
with.
The old one.
Yeah, the old logo. Yeah,
But with the new color scheme.
Yeah,
Got
a little bit of a mix between it, and it looks good. I like it.
If every team just goes back to what they wore in 1995, we'd all be happy.
But back in 95, it didn't look as cool as it does now. Like the Seahawks with Cortez Kennedy, that wasn't cool in 95, and now it's really cool.
That thing is sick.
Yeah, it
Giants
wasn't at the
throwbacks,
time.
Giants throwbacks, awesome. Bills throwbacks, awesome. Kelly
Yeah,
Green
growing up, the
jerseys,
Giants
awesome.
uniform was not cool, and now it's really cool.
Because everything
Kelly
about the
Greens are awesome.
90s is cool again.
Yeah, actually, the Giants are going back to the 70s, too, a lot, aren't they?
And there's even another giant throwback that they've never gone back to. There's another helmet that they wore in like 75 that's got like a different NY than the other NY that they would have in their helmet. And you see the hats popping up in all these stores. I don't know why the Giants have never worn those for a game, too.
But the 90s kind of feel like the 70s, too. The styles are a little bit similar, right? Everything is the 70s in one way or another.
Makes you wonder why teams changed in the first place.
But,
they're only going to go back to it because people want the old stuff.
Money, man.
Yeah, I my decades theory that I'm sure the four of you will not agree with, that the 70s, 80s, and 90s all had a thing. The 0s, 10s, and 20s do not have a thing. We've gotten this right.
We've done this one.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And by the way, most literature agrees with me totally that because of the way technology changed, like basically the 0s and the 10s have a lot of similarities.
I need to show you. I had an Instagram post show up on my feed a couple days ago of like a 2002 MTV Spring Break. And I need to show you this post. And you're going to tell me that this wasn't a generation that looked different than everything else. I mean,
who was performing?
That's early
50 Cent, Fat Joe, who when he was still fat, like not now when he's kind of slim, he was massive. Britney, I think, was there. The Destiny's Child was there.
Yeah.
This was a time, but it was a time in history.
What were you guys doing in 02?
College, baby.
Yeah, so she was probably down there, yeah.
That's
why she's grinning. Do you see
Don't
that
look
smile?
too closely in the background of that spring break.
Yeah,
that sounds
crowd in the
that sounds
background.
amazing. Destiny's Child was there?
Yeah, and you look at the clothes and look at the fashion, it's totally a part of that era.
Gonna be honest, you know who was the real MVP of the early 2000s? Ashanti.
Oh yeah, Ashanti. Yeah.
Even Schwartz.
Yeah. That was a name I remember.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ashanti and Ja Rule couldn't miss. 888-710-4ISN. Peter, thanks so
that had
much.
to shock you that you got that nod out of it, right?
It was validating, in fact. Multiple generations there. 888-710-4ISN. Okay, coming up next, Ohio State, Michigan. What's going to happen? We've got our predictions. And the Maggie and Perloff King of the Mountain next.
You're in a 5-minute break. 4 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. .45 seconds remaining. .30 seconds remaining. .15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Who is the king of the mountain? Maggie and Perloff search for the greatest NFL team of all time.
All right, moving this up a little bit. Usually do this on Thursdays, but want to get it in today before the Thanksgiving holiday. And happy Thanksgiving Eve to everyone. Maggie Perloff, King of the Mountain, Pearl. It's been how many weeks in a row that the 1985 Bears have held the top spot as King of the Mountain? EJ, I think we're 4 weeks now into the Bears. Am I right about that?
I think you're right. I was going to say 4.
Okay, so how we're doing this, if you're new, is we started off with 25 teams. 25 of the greatest NFL teams of all time. We made one the King of the Mountain. It was the 72 Dolphins. And then we spin a wheel each week for a challenger to see who could challenge the King of the Mountain. And it's determined by a Twitter poll. So the 1984 San Francisco 49ers held the spot for about 6 weeks. Took out a lot of really good teams. Now the 85 Bears finally dethroned the 84 49ers. And now the Bears have been occupying the top spot for the last month. So we gave the wheel a spin. And we have a challenger. But first, here are your 1985 Chicago Bears.
When William the Refrigerator Perry barged in for Chicago's final touchdown, the most one-sided game in Super Bowl history was complete. After 22 years of frustration, Chicago had finally recaptured its place at pro football's summit. They dominated this game and this season as few teams had ever before. Yet the Bears also captured the country's imagination with their flair for excitement and fun. The Bears return home as world champions.
Their flair for excitement is fun, said in a monotone.
Wasn't fun for the offense's face.
Harry Cowles can do no wrong.
That team was incredibly fun.
46-10, obviously, the final score in the Super Bowl. They were just an absolute wagon. The 85 Bears, I mean, what more do we say? First defense to lead the NFL in points allowed, yards allowed, and takeaways, and one of the most memorable and greatest teams ever. But Pearl, today, a new and unique challenger. For the first time ever in this Maggie and Perloff King of the Mountain, we are going all the way back to the 1960s. Here is the first team to ever win a Super Bowl, the 1966 Green Bay Packers.
Go, Pack, go! Thousands of people here in the stands, and there are millions of people on television, and everyone looking, and all with speculation to see what kind of a game the Green Bay Packers are going to play today. Right? Right. I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. You be proud of this game, and you can do a great deal for football today. Great deal for all the players in the league and everything else. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
They demonstrated to their own satisfaction and to the AFL that they were indeed the finest football team in the world. The 1966 world title belongs to the big team from the small town.
Go, Pack, go!
There you go. That was Vince Lombardi with the pregame speech. 1966 Green Bay Packers, Pearl, beat Kansas City in the very first Super Bowl. Final score was 35-10. Bart Starr was the MVP of the league that year and the MVP of the game. Their offense was 4th in the league. Their defense was number 1. They put 12 players into the Hall of Fame, 12 people into the Hall of Fame, 11 players, and obviously Lombardi ended the regular season with a 12-2 record.
Feels a little unfair to get a team from 1966 against even a team from 1985. If you look at the highlights, it's like, I don't know, Meg. I don't know about this matchup, obviously. And I think this was sort of the tail end of the Packers run, too. Maybe the 1960 Packers, when Hornung and Taylor were a little younger. I think this is going to be a Bears victory here.
Probably. I mean, this was Bart Starr. I believe this was his 11th season. But it's a fun rivalry. Obviously, one of the greatest in sports, Packers, Bears. One of the oldest and best. I think that the 66 Packers would probably be a little stunned to see how much the game had evolved in just 20 years. Because that defense would have probably been killing people.
Isn't it funny the difference between 66 and 85? But you get the feeling, at least I do, that the 85 Bears could compete with the 2005. I guess the Steelers won that year. So generally, I don't know. There was a big jump somewhere. First of all, the AFL and the NFL weren't fully merged in 66. The league got just bigger and much faster by 85. And I'm not saying the Bears were on this, but I think PEDs came into the game more. Guys got bigger and stronger. Feels like this was a bunch of plumber and firemen. I'm sorry, at 66.
Hell yeah, Pearl. Good take. Good take.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, when EJ recorded the video earlier and said 66 Packers, my first question was, who the hell watched that team?
Manny, get out of here. So this is this is a tough one because you're right. When did the actual change come? I don't know. Was it like the 78 Steelers or something like that? Probably the Steelers of the 70s would probably get the credit for.
And Steelers, maybe the Cowboys of the 70s as well.
Cowboys of the 70s as well.
Kind of got big time. I mean, NFL, what was the Heidi game it hadn't even happened yet. In 67, I think that was 67 when the NFL realized that all America wanted to do was watch NFL football on TV. So there was something changed here. But then again, the one thing I'll say, Vince Lombardi is definitely going to outcoach Mike Ditka. I mean, Vince Lombardi was the man. Vince Lombardi quotes are amazing. That guy was the
what
true.
What the hell is going on out here? Hell of a quote.
He was, read like some Vince Lombardi stuff. That was awesome. So that might give them an advantage. And obviously, you do have to adjust for generations, right? Like you have to figure the 66 Packers compared to their other 66 teams.
Yeah, I mean, you have the famous photo from this Super Bowl is Len Dawson smoking the cigarette at halftime, right?
Yeah.
That's from Super Bowl 1.
Was the forward pass legal in 1966?
Oh, God.
Manny, we need to get you to Canton so you can.
That'd be nice. I would love to go to Canton. Are you drunk? Absolutely. Yes, let's do it.
It's great. You can learn a little history.
I don't care
see how
about
the
that.
game evolved.
I just want to see the pottery in the Hall of Fame.
Bust? You call it the pottery?
Pottery?
Yeah, the pottery. It's
Come
pottery.
on, man.
It's pottery. Come on.
It's sculpture.
It's pottery.
It's art. Well,
pottery is art.
I'm not getting into this with you, Manny.
Happy Thanksgiving, Maggie.
1966 Green Bay Packers challenging the 1985 Chicago Bears for who is the Maggie and Perloff King of the Mountain.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tough one.
That's going to be a tough one.
Did the 66 Packers have a dance? No? No shuffles back then?
Yeah.
Probably
If
not.
the 2019 Chiefs couldn't knock off those 85 Bears. Actually, though, in reality, if the 2019 Chiefs did play the Bears, there have been a lot of strategic advances since 85. I think that the pass game evolved since 85. So
you
I
can't
think
touch the quarterbacks, too. So.
Yeah, you can't touch the quarterbacks now. And then we've seen another major evolution this year with the new kickoff rule and everybody going forward on fourth down. The game is even much better now
How about
than it
the
was 5 years
kickers
ago.
nailing 60-yarders?
Yeah. I think you have an advantage now. Also, I was reading the other day, passing yards are way down in large part because of the kickoff rule. The fields are much shorter, and also everyone knows to go for it on fourth down. The game has changed completely, so there's not as much back and forth. You can possess the ball longer. It's a big impact. We never saw any of that coming.
Dave Rolecki in the chat says Jerry Kramer was a starting guard for the Packers and weighed 243 pounds.
Oh yeah.
What's Derrick Henry weigh?
250 pounds.
Yeah, you need to add 100 pounds to that, basically, to play guard now in the NFL. Certainly play tackle. Okay, 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. Coming up, it's the Great Debate, Thanksgiving style.
All right, this is Andrew Perloff. You ready? Oh, this is Andrew Perloff with an Odyssey Sports Minute. This is Andrew Perloff with a Sports Minute. Joe Burrow is suiting up for the first time in 9 weeks on Thursday night. It's an interesting decision considering the Bengals are basically out of the playoff hunt. Oh, shoot. I have a big mistake here. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, gotcha. So everyone can hear this now? All right. This is Andrew Perloff with an Odyssey Sports Minute sponsored by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. Old Trapper, what's your beef? This is Andrew Perloff with a Sports Minute sponsored by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. Old Trapper, what's your beef? Joe Burrow is suiting up for the Bengals this week. No, okay. Joe Burrow is suiting up for the Bengals on Thursday night. It's an interesting decision considering Cincy is basically out of the playoff hunt. He's been out 9 weeks with a turf toe injury, and they're 3-8. But Burrow has made it clear he's not the kind of player who can sit if he's healthy. It might not be the smartest move, but it's admirable for a guy who clearly loves playing football. I'm Andrew Perloff. This is Andrew Perloff with an Odyssey Sports Minute. This is Andrew Perloff with a Sports Minute. When it comes to TV rating... Sorry, one sec. When it comes to TV ratings, the Kansas City Chiefs have been creeping up on the Dallas Cowboys as the number one must-watch team. The two teams play each other on Thanksgiving and should set every possible record for regular season. The two teams play each other on Thanksgiving and should set every possible record for regular season ratings. Both of them need a win to keep alive in the playoff hunt. Post Malone is playing at halftime. It feels big for a regular season game. And let's face it, we'll all be watching. I'm Andrew Perloff.
This is Maggie Gray with an Odyssey Sports Minute. This is Maggie Gray with an Odyssey Sports Minute sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone. This is Maggie Gray with a Sports Minute sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone.
One minute remaining. Forty-five seconds remaining. Thirty seconds remaining. Fifteen seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
College football playoff rankings are out. A little bit of outrage, a little bit. Mostly coming from everyone not named Notre Dame. Notre Dame's loving it. They are clearly, Pearl, being favored over Miami, as we knew, even though Miami beat them head-to-head. But they also remain kind of staunchly in that 9 spot. Looks like they're pretty locked in.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I can't see them leaving Notre Dame with 2 losses out of it under any circumstance. No matter what the logic, tears, I don't want to hear any of it. Notre Dame, especially the way they're playing, rolling over these bad teams, I think Notre Dame's in.
I think that not only is Notre Dame in, I think there's a possibility. First, they have to beat Stanford, but there's so many upset possibilities that are looming this weekend that it's possible Notre Dame actually moves up in the final rankings and gets a home game in the college football playoff, depending on what happens up above. So you got a few things on the table for you. EJ and his Hurricanes just hoping and praying. First, they got to beat Pitt on the road in a game that's supposed to be about 33 degrees at kickoff. So good luck with all that with the South Florida teams going to play in really bad weather. And then you've got other really big games. Obviously, not just for rivalry's sake, but for college football playoff sake. the Iron Bowl, where Alabama, if they win, they could get into the SEC championship game. For Oregon playing Washington, if they win, maybe gets into the Big Ten title game, depending on what happens with Ohio State and Michigan. There's just a lot still. There's a lot of fun scenarios out there.
I feel like it's all
depending
kind of
on these upsets.
Yeah, I kind of feel like it's all a letdown because these are all double-digit spreads that we're talking about. I sense that you are a little more wide-eyed that there could be bigger upsets than you think, which there are at this time of year. But it does feel, I don't know, like how is you're telling me, and actually this one's not a double-digit spread. It's closer to a touchdown. How does Alabama drop this game to Auburn? Like, isn't Alabama playing for everything?
Pearl, did you not watch the kick six, one of the greatest moments in Iron Bowl history?
Yeah,
Alabama
12
dropped
years
that
ago.
one. Whatever. It doesn't matter. I mean, the other part, too. Did anyone think that Ohio State was losing to Michigan last year? Of course you didn't. Does anyone
But that
think,
didn't even affect the playoff field.
Well, ultimately it did, because Ohio State would not have been in or Ohio State should not have been in if this had been a 4-team playoff, but it was the first year of the 12-team playoff, and they go on to win to run the table. I just think that you have a lot of different things that are cooking this weekend, and maybe, no pun intended, because it's Thanksgiving, but none bigger than what's going to happen with Ole Miss, depending on whether this Lane Kiffin stuff and all of the possible distraction of him leaving Ole Miss after the Egg Bowl, if either the team loses focus and drops a game, if the committee decides that they don't want to give Ole Miss a home game because Lane's not going to be there, there's just a lot in the stew.
I mean, if Ole Miss loses this game, they don't deserve to be in the field.
Yeah, you say that. I don't know if I can say that about a rivalry game. Yeah,
I
you
mean,
got a rivalry game with can you forgive an 18-year-old, 19-year-old? I know the quarterback from Ole Miss is actually 23. Trinidad Chambliss should be a rookie in the NFL. But anyway, could you really not forgive a team for going through all the distractions they're going through and losing a game? You really think that should wipe away all the other great things that the team has done throughout the year?
Well, why would Ole Miss be the 2-loss team that gets in over? I mean, I guess.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think
why
would.
Why would they put him in over forget Lane? Even if Lane was staying, like, why would they have a better argument than Vandy or Texas? The other 2-loss. I know Texas technically has 3 losses.
Has to
but
win.
2 losses in the SEC. I don't know, like, what has Ole Miss done that's so impressive? I guess the win over Oklahoma. I just don't think. I mean, if they have 2 losses, I think I want to see Vandy just for the fun of it. I don't want to see a 2-loss Ole Miss team.
Well, first Vandy has to beat Tennessee.
Yeah, but that's not going to be enough, is what everyone's telling me. They're 14 now. Yeah, I'm kind of worried that everybody's cemented in the top 10, and we're not going to really get anybody breaking in, including the Miami Hurricanes.
888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. Is there anyone on earth who still thinks that Lane Kiffin's staying? No one thinks that. You don't make an announcement after the game if you're staying.
Unless
That's
you're
dumb.
negotiating.
You got to do the before the game. That's the galvanizing thing. That's like the I'm staying.
Yeah,
this is the Wolf of Wall Street. We're not leaving.
I mean, Les Miles basically did that before the SEC championship game. Remember at LSU when he went to the press conference, he was like, "I'll let you guys know, I'm staying here at LSU. I love this program. I'm not going to Michigan. Have a great day."
Do you think Lane does that?
Well, I don't know, but that was you're talking about, like, a moment where that happened. Like,
yeah.
That happened, and LSU went on to win a national title. They won that SEC championship game. That was a very famous moment in Baton Rouge. That is the only time I've seen that happen, where the day of the game, someone announces they're staying, and they used it as a galvanizing moment.
I'd be surprised. I mean, listen, Lane seems to do things for maximum effect.
He loves drama, though.
Yeah, no,
he loves drama. He loves all this. And I think Perloff made a good point yesterday. Like, I think you're negotiating up until the end.
Yeah, there's a lot of money involved.
Yeah, all this money involved. I think you're going to give Ole Miss as much time as possible to give them as much money as possible.
To me, the biggest surprise would be Florida, because we have heard nothing except for the plane went to Florida a couple weeks ago. Like, they don't even seem like they're in this conversation for some reason.
Maybe they're lurking.
I mean, they could be lurking. I would love to. I always thought, wow, what if Texas came open? Lane would love that job too, but I don't see that happening in time for Lane to make any kind of move.
I was going to say, you're going to have to wait for the NFL coaching cycle then, and that's a February thing.
I still think that Sark, I'm not doubting that report at all, but I still think Sark at the end of the day would want to come back to Texas. The question is, will Texas want him back?
888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476 if you want to weigh in on the college football playoff rankings and also Lane Kiffin's future. All right, let's get to the great debate.
The Great Debate Series.
All right, guys. Thanksgiving Eve. And what really is Thanksgiving? What kind of holiday is it?
Without football.
It's a classic holiday, right? Name another holiday where people generally are eating the exact same thing. It's pretty rare. I mean, you might be able to, fudge around the edges. Maybe you've got your own family holiday traditions or recipes, but think about it. We're all eating the same thing. It's a classic holiday, Pearl. So that's today.
It's Thanksgiving.
Right, but every other holiday, people freelance. Does everyone eat the same thing on Christmas? Does everyone eat the same thing on July 4th? There's a lot more elbow room. Thanksgiving, there's a menu.
Yeah, no, this is definitely this is probably my second favorite holiday.
Okay, we'll get to that in a moment.
What's number one?
Halloween.
Well, hold on. Let's not get sidetracked here. So, for today, as Thanksgiving is a classic holiday, we all have this in common that we basically eat the same thing. We're going to do a classic great debate. Best side dish. Try to go outside the box here on this one. No one was really loving it. Go back to the original. Pearl, you start us off.
Well, to me, I'm going. It seems kind of obvious because I don't even know if this counts as a side dish because it's so central to your Thanksgiving plate. But mashed potatoes, because to me the best thing is the way the mashed potatoes mixes with everything else. You get a little cranberry sauce in mashed potatoes, good. You get a little gravy on the mashed potatoes, or you put gravy, good. There's a little turkey with the mashed potatoes. It's the glue that holds the whole plate together. And I don't know why. When you mash a potato, it just becomes supremely better than any other form of potato, even French fries.
Wow, that's a hot take.
Whoa.
Yeah,
I
disagree,
love
but
mashed potatoes. My kids adore mashed potatoes. I could just pile them up. They're well done, lots of butter, the best.
All right, mashed potatoes are fine. The problem is that they can be a little bland sometimes. So I'm going to go with the...
we all know mashed potatoes, but...
Yeah. It's also kind of used as shorthand, like someone looks like mashed potatoes. They look lumpy, It's kind of used as an insult. I'm going to go with the mashed potatoes cooler cousin, which is like a sweet potato pie.
Oh, wait till you taste these sweet potatoes.
Oh, yeah. I'm not opposed to putting marshmallows on things that are not a dessert.
Yeah.
So give me the marshmallows.
Sweet potato,
butter, brown sugar, a little cinnamon. And what I love about it, Pearl, is because everything else on the plate is either savory or a little tart with the cranberry.
Sure.
This is the only sweet thing you have on the plate. And especially the next day when you're going for that sandwich, you need a little layer of sweetness. So, sweet potato pie. EJ, best?
Now, I'm making mashed sweet potatoes. So.
Who is that?
Hey, so that was Rachel Ray.
Love it.
I mean, we're doing food, right? So you got to have food
Fantastic.
Type drops and sounds. So wait, you're doing sweet potato pie? Those are sweet potatoes.
Well, I want people to understand it. I'm not just putting a sweet potato on the plate. It's got to be mixed up. It's got to be mashed up.
I think sweet potato pie falls into the category. You could do a lot with it. It's a versatile thing. It's also very healthy.
It's like mashed sweet, not the way I make it.
A lot of antioxidants.
All right, so I'm doing something that's not healthy, but is damn delicious. And screw you if you say that this is not an actual Thanksgiving side, because it belongs on every Thanksgiving plate. I'm going with macaroni and cheese.
So now macaroni and cheese.
I mean, come on. I mean, what are we doing here, right? I mean, who doesn't love macaroni noodles? Who doesn't love cheese? Who doesn't love milk? Who doesn't love butter? We love all those things. All those things that make America, America, right?
Love cheddar cheese.
So to me, this is a no-brainer. If I don't win this poll, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Because macaroni and cheese, are you serious? Like this is the Thanksgiving
Question
side
for you.
dish.
Breadcrumbs on top of the macaroni and cheese?
No, you don't need to do that.
Just questioning. Okay, Manny, go ahead.
Well, you and I have a problem. You and I have a problem because I am going to go with pies. I'm going with dessert.
Are we allowing that? This is
EJ allowed it. EJ
Thanksgiving
allowed it. He
side
overrules all of you
dishes.
guys.
I mean, he's the executive producer, but
I mean, yeah, you don't eat the entire pie. You get a sliver of pie at the end of the night. Yes, that's part of the side. You can even get it with the dish. You go ahead and eat everything beforehand. Leave the pie off to the side. Sweet potato. You can go with pumpkin. You can go with apple. You can go with key lime. There's so many pies. It's just
But do you eat it at the same time as the meal? I feel like you save dessert because everyone's so full, and then you eat it later.
I mean, if you're a savage like I am, you just go ahead and eat it right after you finish your first or second plate.
But
Don't
it's
even
not
take a
side
breath.
dish. It's dessert.
Manny's
Dessert can
always
be a
got to
side
be
dish.
different. All right, Peter
No.
Schwartz
All
is
right.
in for Bogus today. Yes.
I saw one thing. Did you guys get in the Dan Orlovsky pie thing on X?
Dan's
I
food
heard
takes
about
are
that.
just
He has the worst
awful.
Yeah, no,
he's
he
trolling
said-
with these.
I'm not. I'd rather take a guidance from Lucas than on food than Dan Orlovsky.
He knows sweets.
He shredded key lime pie for one, which is one of my favorites.
We
And-
served that at my wedding.
Yeah, it's amazing. Oh, that sounds great. Did your mom have a hand in that?
No.
Oh,
Just-
she's
just
the
a
best
guest.
cook. But yeah, he shredded, and I think he said apple pie is bad or something
Well,
insane.
he's inebriated.
Yes.
Don't take food takes from Orlovsky. Quarterback takes fine, not food.
I wouldn't even take quarterback takes from him.
I love the mashed potatoes. I love the mac and cheese, but my side dish is stuffing.
Yep.
It's traditional. I love it. I don't make it. My mother-in-law will make it. My wife will make it. But I like it because you could take a little piece of turkey and you could put the stuffing on top of the turkey, make it like an hors d'oeuvre, or you could have a stuffing slider and put the stuffing in between two pieces of turkey and make it a slider.
Oh, that's good.
what I like
That's
to
inspired.
do. But
I
to
have a
me,
question
it's-
for you.
Yes.
Box or home, like from
Homemade.
scratch?
Homemade.
Yeah, see, I'm going to go ahead and disagree with that. I think stovetop stuffing, the brand, is as good as it can get. And I've made, I'm telling you, I'll die on this hill. I've made stuffing from scratch. I've done that. I've
Yeah.
been that jabroni who puts together, do you know how many ingredients are in stuffing?
I have
It's like
no idea.
18
I don't
ingredients.
make it. I just like it.
I'm telling you, men on holidays and women on holidays, we're living different lives.
Jabroni.
But there's
Oh.
18 ingredients in stuffing. It's a lot of chopping, takes forever. Meanwhile, Stovetop has already perfected this. They've done it. You
Yeah.
can't get it any better.
What about the and you cook it inside the turkey, right?
I just make the Stovetop stuffing on
Yeah.
the
You
stove.
don't have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, what do you guys think about that?
Okay.
I don't care which way
It's
it's
kind of
done.
gross a little
It
bit.
makes the degree of difficulty, I think, just a tad higher on the whole bird.
Should
'Cause you
be.
don't want to burn the stuff.
Theoretically a little better because all the juices drip into it. That's the point, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know the difference, to be honest. Like, I'm fine with the pan baked stuffing, but a stovetop.
Oh, EJ, it's so good. We eat it.
No, it's decent. It's decent.
Oh,
It's just
I
like
think it's
to me,
better.
it's just like boxed mac and cheese. Boxed mac and cheese is also decent.
Right.
Like, but you gotta have the real baked stuff.
Ugh.
But could you use the stovetop stuffing, not tell anybody, and say that you made it?
Yes.
Could you fool people?
Yeah,
I think
oh,
that
yeah.
stovetop flavor is pretty
We
known.
did that with tiramisu. We had people over at the house.
Oh, you pretended?
And we know that they like tiramisu.
You're like, I
And
slaved all
and
day
we
in the
were
kitchen?
no, well, I didn't, and I did not expect my wife to because we were out all day. And like, I don't have time to make this. I'm like, well, let's just go to BJ's and go get a tiramisu there. It's really good at BJ's. And we served it up that night, and nobody asked any questions about it. Oh,
Wait.
great job with the tiramisu.
But hold on, if somebody complimented it, did you say thank you? It's like it's an old family
No,
recipe.
just say thank you. That's it.
And move it.
That's
Keep
it.
it moving.
Keep it
It's not
moving.
really
Thanks.
lying.
Hell
It's
yeah,
just like,
Pete.
well, thank you. It's
Yeah,
I
it's
appreciate
homemade. It was
I
made in
love that.
someone's home.
Yeah,
Someone's
somebody
factory.
made it. Some
Yeah.
home factory, warehouse, kitchen, glass kitchen,
The
whatever.
bakery at Costco or at BJ's. Hell yeah, Schwartz. I love that.
There you go.
You didn't feel like a fraud at all?
No, not at all.
There's nothing wrong with
Because we know that the other couple that was over, she doesn't cook anyway, so it doesn't make a difference. But they every time we had gone out to dinner, the dessert on their end was always tiramisu.
Name names.
No, I'm not naming names.
There's nothing wrong, by the way, in my opinion, of bringing something store bought. I don't think there's a
Totally.
shame. I don't think there's no shame.
No, there's
in
no
that. As
shame
long
in it
as
at all.
It's good. It's
But if
good.
someone says, "Oh, can I have the recipe?" then you have to.
You have to give it up. Yeah, you have to give
Aisle,
it that
aisle
store bought.
Then you
17
have
at
to come
ShopRite.
clean. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think you should. To me, I don't think you should pass off that it was homemade to begin with. Just say, oh, like I've not for Thanksgiving, but I've brought like chocolate cake from Wegmans, which
Yeah.
is elite.
But why
people
bring it up
want it.
unless somebody asks?
Well,
No, the people didn't want to buy it. They'll say,
buy it.
where'd you get where was the chocolate? Oh, got it from Wegmans. So now they know if they ever want to get that chocolate cake.
Gatekeep it.
This is funny. So we didn't find out until years later that my grandmother's sister, my great aunt, had been passing off these brownies as her own. Meanwhile, she'd been making them out of like the Duncan Hines box the whole time.
That's kind of like a Phoebe Buffet with the long chocolate chip cookie recipe that was passed down in her family. Turns out it was just the back of a Nestle, chocolate chip bag.
Yeah, I don't watch Friends, but
she shot that down quick.
It was such a big family scandal.
Do you guys ever do as dudes? You ever ask for recipes? EJ, you might.
Yeah, I mean, I cook a little bit. I don't know if I've asked for a recipe.
I wouldn't even know how to say, hey, can I have the recipe? I've never.
I don't think I've ever. I don't think I've ever done that. I mean, I asked my mom for recipes. Like, if something that I know she makes well, like I always ask her for how to make her ribs. Like, that's the main thing.
You can make ribs?
Yeah.
Oh, they're good.
Well, I know you can, Maggie. I'm saying the EJ can.
Yeah, I can make ribs. Ooh. I've done it a couple of times, and they've always come out great. My mom's ribs are phenomenal. So it's a long process, but
hey, I can make a phenomenal air fried chicken.
Manny meal preps all the time.
I do. I
lost all that weight.
Recently that's how I lost all that weight, Pearl. Thank you for the compliment earlier this morning. But yeah, I just meal prep chicken, and I made a pepperoni bagel bites on Sunday. Very delicious.
Ooh, I got to get the recipe for that.
I will send.
I think it's all in the name.
Hey,
bagel, pepperoni.
You know
bites.
where I got it? TikTok, brother. That's where you get the recipes from.
So how hard is everyone going to go tomorrow?
Again, I'm waking up at noon tomorrow.
You have Thanksgiving Eve. You got to go out tonight. You're a young person.
Yeah, that's true.
Thanksgiving Eve used to be
the
night.
That's the night, yeah.
I'm sure Manny has got huge plans.
I do. The Knicks play tonight. Yeah, they play the.
That's not
they play the
plans.
Hornets.
That's a basketball schedule.
That's an NBA Cup game.
That's a cup game. Get in line, you guys.
Manny, go out to the bars where your high school. Everyone's going to be back.
God, that sounds
Actually, you're
awful.
You're probably old for that now.
Yeah, I'm not 20 years old. I'm 27. Some of these people are married now and have better lives than I do. Why would I want to be associated with them?
You can find your wife.
Yeah, counterpoint.
Find my wife. They're all married. Did you just hear what I said?
No, counterpoint. There are going to be some people who are not married, and they're only there for not always. And they're there for one reason. So
I'm good on Westchester.
We're going to the Islanders game tonight, the four of us.
Hell yeah.
And then football all day tomorrow, football and food.
Sounds lovely.
Solid plan.
Can I come, Shorts?
What?
Can I come?
To the Islander game or to my house?
Both.
I don't have an extra ticket for you, but you're welcome to come to the house.
All right.
Do you want to come to my class? I'm teaching today. So.
Absolutely not.
Manny, you could probably get a T-shirt if you go with Schwartz.
Yeah.
I'll go to a Westchester Knicks game and grab one.
Yeah, they're throwing out T-shirts all over the place at these games.
Why are you so dismissive of coming to my class?
I don't, because I have a degree, bro. I'm done.
You do not have a master's degree.
I'm good with the what do I have? With the bachelor's, bro.
Secondary education.
Yeah, I'm good, man.
I could see Manny walking out of college, graduating, getting the diploma, and be like, I am never stepping back on this campus again.
That is literally what I did. I hated school my entire life. I got my BA later than I was supposed to because, again, I hate school. And I said, I'm never, ever doing this again.
You're done. You did it.
We went to the same college.
We did.
Yeah, Buffalo State, right?
Buffalo State.
Go Bengals.
Yeah.
How's that football team doing?
They
Not
suck.
good. They stink.
Oh, my God. Might be worse than the Sabres.
Buffalo is different than Buffalo State.
Yes.
Correct. Yes.
University of Buffalo,
Yeah.
and then there's Buffalo State College, which is now Buffalo State University.
Got it.
Go Bengals.
And they had that tall quarterback. That was University of Buffalo.
That was University of
Buffalo.
Buffalo. Yeah.
Tyree Johnson, right?
Buffalo State recruited my son, and I said, you want to win? I mean, it'd be nice if you want to go there.
Wow.
Like I went there, but like you're gonna win. You
like 1-9.
You like to win.
We had the longest NCAA losing streak in college football.
I thought UMass had that.
No, we had lost active at one point. It was like 26 in a row that we had lost. We'd lost every game in 2019 or lost the final 5 games. We didn't have a 2020 season and then went winless for 2 seasons. Go Bengals.
Yeah.
Randy Smith, though. Clippers
Randy
legend.
Smith, yep.
Oh,
Yeah, Buffalo State.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Hall of Famer? Maybe not.
Yeah, Buffalo State Hall of Famer.
Buffalo
Got
State
that right.
What's the bar to get in that fine place? 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476.
Got a plaque right by the sports arena.
All right.
The second best player ever to play for the Buffalo Braves, probably. Mm-hmm. Behind the great Bob McAdoo, of course.
Of course. Speaking of old things, you can vote right
66
now.
Packers.
Maggie and Perloff, King of the Mountain, exactly where I was going. The 85 Bears are the current King of the Mountain in our quest to find the greatest NFL team of all time. Today's challenger, the 1966 Green Bay Packers. So all you Bart Starr fans, Vince Lombardi fans, jump on board. You can vote at Maggie and Pearl. Coming up next, is it possible that we have not seen the last of Texas when it comes to the college football playoff? We'll explain it all next. M&P.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. .45 seconds remaining. 30 seconds remaining. Fifteen seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Oh, no. Manny, now you're rubbing it in. Welcome back, Maggie and Perloff Show. Manny's playing Christmas music to Maggie's chagrin. All right, you can turn it down. So I put out a social media post last night. I was angry because my Texas Longhorns, I don't know how they become my Texas Longhorns, fell below Michigan because Michigan beat Maryland and jumped them, even though Texas scored 52 points against Arkansas. I have no idea. So the committee is setting up. They don't want a situation where Texas beats A&M and Michigan beats Ohio State. They want Michigan in, which totally baffles me because Michigan is not even good this year, and they haven't beaten anybody. Of course they haven't beaten anyone. They're in the Big Ten. Where Texas, if they beat A&M, that'll be 3 wins over top 10 teams. Vanderbilt, Oklahoma, and then A&M. I think people are going to be really mad about this one. I think Texas has a right to be mad, and they're going to be like, we're never scheduling anyone again. They should just take that Ohio State loss off and say they are a 2-loss SEC team and compare them to all the other ones. Then they would be in. That's how I would do it, but I don't think Texas has a chance.
Well, Pearl, I mean, I have the exact scenario of how Texas can get into the college football playoff. It's really quite easy when you think about it. Are you ready?
Yeah.
They just need to beat Texas A&M, Tennessee beats Vanderbilt, Auburn beats Alabama, Pitt beats Miami, Kansas beats Utah, UCF beats BYU, and then everything else is to go chalk.
Oh, that's simple.
Oh, no, I
All
think
that happens, you're gravy.
I think they could jump Miami. I know we'd argue that. I mean, depends. That's gonna be tough, but I still think like they should beat all those teams. I mean, almost everyone you mentioned, like what are the wins on their resumes? Miami has Notre Dame, so that's one thing. But generally, nobody's beaten anybody out of that group.
Well, Alabama.
Well, Bama's not going to lose. But I definitely think that there's going to be the 9-10 teams are not going to have the resume. Notre Dame doesn't have. What's their win?
I don't know. USC, but now USC's falling apart.
Yeah, I think Texas is probably out.
No, they're definitely out. I mean, I'm clearly joking around. I don't understand why we have to twist or turn though to even pretend that Texas is a really good team.
Bob, 3 wins over top 10 teams.
But they haven't had that third win yet. You're talking about if they beat A&M.
If they beat A&M.
It would be a big deal. Listen, anyone who beats anyone in the top 5 in the last bit of the season here, I think it'd be a huge deal. This is why if Michigan beats Ohio State, they beat the number 1 team in the country.
Then Michigan's probably in.
They might be.
Yeah.
I think they would weight that so heavily.
So the third loss is what's going to kill Texas. And it's because they went to Ohio State in the beginning of the season. And next year, Ohio State comes to them. But still, like, why would any idiotic AD let that be on your schedule? It's just stupid now.
Well, it's almost like you're pretending that Texas didn't lose to Florida, though.
Yeah, but if they didn't have that loss, a 2-loss Texas team is definitely in.
8-8-8.
I mean, why would a 2-loss Oklahoma team be in?
Because
they beat Alabama.
Yeah,
that's why they were not in until that.
Right.
888-710-4ISN. And you could say, even though Texas thoroughly beat Oklahoma, it was John Mateer's first game back after the thumb
Yeah,
surgery.
he clearly wasn't the right.
But you guys think that Texas, with 2 losses, including a win over A&M, would not be in the tournament? No way. Of course they would.
I think we'd be having a tooth and nail fight with now Texas, Miami, and Notre Dame. I think we'd be having a real fight about who should be those last teams. Because to me, like, Miami has a win over Notre Dame. Notre Dame doesn't have any good wins, but they've won 10 in a row. And Texas would have, I guess in theory, let's say this first game was not against Ohio State, but it was against, like, nothing university. All right, they'd have one good win against Texas A&M, and then a win against Vandy, who's fallen a little bit, and then a loss to Florida. That would be by far the worst loss on anybody's schedule. Miami destroyed Florida.
Alabama. I mean, they would probably pass Alabama, even though they have one, because Alabama lost to Florida State. Yeah.
Florida's worse than Florida State, which I think is saying a lot, I think.
Yeah, but Alabama it'd be hard for them. I mean, they lost to Oklahoma. I think Texas with 2 losses would be a no-brainer. Because you see Oklahoma and Alabama keep getting love.
Then I hate to do this, but then I do the eye test. Does Texas look as good as Alabama?
Well, in this scenario, they have to beat A&M. And yeah, Alabama looks pretty bad lately, right? I mean, they had 2 bad games in a row. The LSU, they looked awful. That was not a good game.
I mean, they lost to Oklahoma barely.
Yeah, their offense is
and Oklahoma's offense didn't move the ball at all. It was a defensive performance, and it was a defensive turnover. That was not like, they got crushed by OU.
No way. 888-710-4ISN. So reacting to the college football playoff rankings, obviously you got all the NFL tomorrow, Black Friday, but you've got a lot of college rivalry games to finish out the regular season. Peter Schwartz is with us this morning. Hey, Peter.
Good morning, and this report is sponsored by Skechers. Watch the Skechers World Champions Cup this December 4th, 5th, and 7th on ABC and ESPN. Latest college football rankings unveiled yesterday, and the top 5 unchanged: Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, Georgia, and Texas Tech. Then comes the change. Up to number 6 is Oregon, down to number 7 is Ole Miss, and then you have Oklahoma, Notre Dame, and Alabama rounding out the top 10. Colorado State reportedly to name UConn coach Jim Mora as their new head coach. Mora coming off back-to-back 9-win seasons at UConn. From the NFL, the Bills have signed veteran wide receiver Brandon Cooks. Playoffs. The Bills signed veteran wide receiver Brandon Cooks, who was waived by the Saints on Saturday. Now to the NBA. Lakers win their 5th in a row, beat the Clippers 135-118. Luka Doncic, 43 points, 13 assists, 9 rebounds. LeBron James chipping in with 25. Austin Reeves had 31 and pulled down 9 boards. He loves playing with Luka and LeBron.
Luka and LeBron are obviously, 2 of the best players to ever touch a basketball. And if you're in the right spot at the right time, with the system that we have, it's going to put you in good positions to be successful. So it becomes easy. It's not easy, but it becomes easy when we do the right things.
Lakers clinched their group in NBA Cup play, and the NBA Cup is a big deal when the Cup was just on Good Morning America for some reason on their set.
Yeah, respect it. Respect
That's
it, guys.
ABC, Disney, ESPN doing work here. Did you guys see that Luka was complaining about the court? He thought, the NBA Cup courts are different,
Wacky.
Yeah, they're like color blocked and whatever. Luka said it's slippery, it's dangerous. I slipped a lot of times. You could see a lot of players slipped, and that's dangerous, man. That's the first time I've heard that.
Do they give you like 3D glasses if you go to the game that you have all that bright stuff on the floor?
Yeah, it should just be the same wood. They don't paint the floor.
That's what he said. This is Luka. It's dangerous.
It looks like a 2K court. You can customize your courts in 2K just like that, and it literally looks like a 2K court, and it makes me very, very nauseous. Did you see Chris Dunn go up on Luka Doncic too? He pressed him.
Yeah, I did.
Chris Dunn put the ball right into Luka's chest, and it kind of pushed him back a little bit. Jackson Hayes came
Jackson Hayes took a tee for him.
Yeah,
I look at those NBA Cup courts. I think of the Pittsburgh Pisces.
The fish
that saved Pittsburgh. Yeah, I've never actually seen that.
You've never seen it?
No,
What?
I know that is Bernard King's in it.
Yeah.
Dr. J's in it.
Dr. J is in it. Marv Albert is one of the announcers.
Gabe Kaplan.
I'm familiar with it. I know it exists, but I've never
that was
actually
Fast
seen
Break.
Oh, that was the other one?
That was Fast Break.
Oh,
that was like a bunch of high
I don't
school
even know
kids.
that one.
He coaches a high school team.
Which one is Jonathan Winters in? Or neither?
Jonathan Winters is in Fish and State Pittsburgh.
Got it. That one was stupid. Fast Break, they tried a little bit. Of course, Semi-Pro is the ultimate.
That's a classic.
That's cinema.
Now to Orlando.
Franz gets it over to Bain. Jab step. He'll try a 3 over Drummond. That is up and good. And Andre Drummond on the perimeter is not working for Nick Nurse right now, as Orlando has gotten red hot from 3-point range. Now 7 of 17.
Jake Chapman, Magic Radio, Magic over the Sixers, 144-103. Do you remember the song from Fish That Saved Pittsburgh?
I've never seen it.
No. Want me to sing it?
Yeah.
The fish. It's the fish that saved Pittsburgh. Whoa, whoa. It's the fish that saved Pittsburgh. I can't get that song out of my head now. I don't know the rest of the
line.
that
one. What am I looking up?
You're looking up the theme song from the Fish State Pittsburgh. Pay attention.
I
am paying attention. What are you guys talking about? You guys are talking about movies from when the 1966 Packers were playing.
You know
Not
what
that
song?
far off, actually.
The greatest theme song from the 70s sports movie, of course, is Slapshot's theme song. You know that one, Peter. Can you give it that?
Yeah, it's the song that the Take Me Back to where we started from.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Oh, you don't want me singing that one.
Oh, come on.
But we loved it when you sang the Fish
I don't
That
know,
Say
because
Pittsburgh song. We were dying for
came to
that.
me.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Slapshot.
Wait, is Slapshot the best song?
Oh, yeah. For a
sports movie?
70s bad, well, that was a great movie, but for a 70s sports movie, yeah.
Started from that one doesn't come to me. Yeah. No, it's
to me the best. I mean, it's
Bro,
not a
it
70s.
seems like you want to sing it.
Well, I love hearing Schwartz sing. I'm
It's not
like
a
you
70s
guys.
song, but the best song is "We're the members of the All-American League who come from cities near and far."
Mhm.
Oh,
We got
it's 80s though, right?
Canadians. I guess, yeah.
No,
Maybe
the
early
90s,
maybe like
is
92.
League of Their Own.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
We're all for one. We're All-American.
It's a great movie.
I think that's a sort of a different bucket, though, than 70s.
Gotcha. I thought you meant just all sports movies. But if you're 70s, then I guess, yeah.
All sports movies. Then you got to get into James Brown for Rocky IV. That's one of my favorites.
Does that count? Because that's like a real singer. That's like a real performer. I thought you had to be like a song literally like from the movie.
Oh, made for
like
the
made
movie.
up for the movie.
Oh,
Like,
no.
Living
Was
in
it
America,
coming to-
was that made for Rocky
I
IV?
think so, yeah.
Wow.
That
James
was
Brown
the
did
best.
that?
Did he do it anywhere else? Maybe was that a
Probably
song
on
before?
his tours for the next 30 years.
Could
That was
be.
the best soundtrack of all the Rocky movies. Was Rocky IV.
I agree.
That's your favorite, right?
Yeah, Hearts on
Best
Fire.
soundtrack. Oh yeah. That
So
was
good.
Wasn't the best of the movie.
It's not.
No
It's
Easy
maybe
Way
not the
Out.
best.
No
Well,
Easy
it's
Way
also
Out
maybe
is
not the best
crazy.
individual song. I think
Yeah.
Eye of the Tiger, but I'm an '80s person. Like
Well,
I
Eye of the
grew-
Tiger is more from the third one.
Yeah. But I
Rocky's
think
great.
Eye of the Tiger is the best individual song of all the Rockies.
Mhm.
But I think Rocky IV has the best
Overall.
soundtrack. Yeah.
No Easy Way Out is
Is that
crazy.
Rocky IV? No
So
Easy
good.
Way.
Such a good song.
Yeah.
I think you can also get into the whole Karate Kid genre for songs too.
You're the
This
best
is next-
around is a great song.
Yeah, so this is next week's great debate. What sports movie has the best song?
I told you, Ralph Macchio, we were talking about Jumbotrons earlier and getting put on the big screen when you're at a sporting event. Ralph Macchio once told our friend John Wertheim in an article for Sports Illustrated, he knows that when he goes to a sporting event and all of a sudden he hears, "You're the best around," that's his cue. He knows he's on the Jumbotron.
Yeah, he's at Islander games all the time.
Do they play it?
Oh yeah, all the time. He's always in the owner's suite, or he's out in seats wherever it is, and they start playing it, and they show the clip of the movie on the video screen, and
Yeah.
he's a huge Islanders fan.
He's lucky too because Ralph Macchio, who played Karate Kid, still looks kind of like he's got a young look.
Yeah.
Because you imagine they threw a clip up there of any of us from 30 years ago and then now.
I
He
met
still
him.
kind of looks like himself.
Nicest guy in the world. I met my
Oh,
wife and
yeah.
My wife and I met him and his wife we were at an Islander game in the suite, and they were there, and his wife lost the ring.
Oh, God.
Ring falls off, and we're watching the game against the Bruins. It's 2-2 in the third period. Now his wife is making him go under all the seats looking for the ring and everything, and he's like, "Sweetheart, it's 2-2 in the third period. I'll buy you another ring."
Wow.
And she's like going all crazy. So my kids are in the front row, and I said, "Ralph, you want my 2 Utes to help you look for the ring?"
No.
You would wait your whole
He-
life to say
my
that.
Did you really say it?
I swear to God, my wife looked at me like, "How stupid are you?" He looked up and looked at me. He just started laughing. He thought it was funny. He found the ring.
Wow. Good.
Not with the help of the 2
He
Utes,
is a-
but he did find the ring.
He is a nice
Did you
guy.
find the song, Manny?
I think I did.
And 3,
Here
2,
we go.
and a 1.
This is the theme song from the Fish
From
That
the
Saved
Fish That Saved Pittsburgh. Yep.
Wow, that's funky.
That's the right one, right?
Yeah. It takes a while for words to start.
Manny, who did that song? Does they say?
By Tom Bell Orchestra / Bell and James, 1979.
Man,
I thought that was George Clinton. It sounds so
a
funky.
little bit. I was like, man, how much cocaine went into the making of that song? No allegations or anything, just a question.
Cocaine, LSD.
Wow, that's like
Yeah.
drinking the 70s with a spoon.
And that's not usually the type of music I like to listen to, but for whatever reason, I love that movie and I love that song. So, and I start hearing it, I can't get it out of my head.
It reminds me a little of the 76ers theme song.
Yeah, I mean, same era.
Same
that was written
era,
in 75.
same
You can
thing.
hear, I don't know what that synthesizer is, but you can tell in 2 seconds. Yeah, oh my God, same thing.
It's all coming
Very
out of the
similar.
same factory or something.
Must be a Pennsylvania thing.
Music was good then. That was a good era of music. There were a lot of because you're basically hearing it now in every rap song. I keep telling EJ that. They knew what they were doing back then.
888-710-4ISN. Schwartz, thanks so much. Coming up, we have a lot to do, including Diana Rossini with some new details on what's going on with the Raiders. Get that to you next, M&P.
It's October baseball, baby.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. 45 seconds remaining. Thirty seconds remaining. 15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
So I will never run a marathon. I know this. But if I ever was to, I think I'd put only like sports theme songs on it. Easy Way Out, most of the Rocky stuff, maybe something from, I don't know. Was it Fish That Saved Pittsburgh that we were just talking about with Peter Schwartz in the last segment?
What is it? Is that the scene where he's got the log on his shoulders?
No.
No, that's Hearts on Fire.
No, this is the scene that you said going to work out. I think this is the scene when you have a tough time, you need to just go for a long drive. This is the song you put on because this is where Rocky, when Adrian says, "You can't win," and he's like, "Oh, word? All right." So he gets into the whip and just drives off, thinking about Apollo, thinking about everything he's been through.
Oh, and his flashbacks.
And you got the "There's no easy way out."
They showed him running on the beach with Apollo.
Yeah, all the
that,
flashbacks. Yeah. Oh man, chills.
I know.
Right
That's funny. I don't think of that as a car song, but you're right. It was in the movie. Before we get to the news item that Diana Rossini has about the Las Vegas Raiders and Tom Brady, first Richie is in Queens. Morning, Richie. How are you, sir?
Hey, guys. Well, happy Thanksgiving to you.
Same to you, Richie. Hope all's well with your loved ones.
Yeah, everything's your mom. Mom's going to be 100, Mag. We've talked about it in the past. She'll be 100 in January, so we're going to probably take her to another Knick game. We took her for her 98th, and thank God she's still kicking. And
that's great.
She's doing really well. There's 6 of us are planning that, my siblings. And, you guys are talking about movies, and a great soundtrack to me was Rudy. I thought that was so emotional and so uplifting. I thought that movie was so well done. But there's so many great ones. Hey, guys, you touched on the college, and Boomer touched on it this morning. It is so depressing. I remember Mike Francesa 7 years ago saying that the athletes had to get paid. Maybe give them a deferred 401k for their retirement, whatever. And what's happened in the last 5 years is mind-boggling. This Kiffin thing is horrendous. Here they are going to be in the college playoffs.
Yep.
Going to make a decision. Is he fired? Is he gone? And I understand the NIL and the kids do well, but I just think it could be a detriment to them. It's lost all the values, all the friendships. Everybody talked about, wow, I love going to college. And now it's all about money from the time they're 17 and 18. It's very depressing. But on a higher note, I am so looking forward, Mag and Andrew, to these games on Thanksgiving. I mean, this is the biggest Dallas game in years for them, obviously. And, when I think of Green Bay, and I'm going to give my age up, I'm 78, I think of 1962 with the Packers and the Lions, and I don't know, it was called the game of the century at that time. It was when the Detroit had one win, and they sacked Bart Starr, who were the champions that year. Green Bay, Alex Karras and Bob Brown, they had 9 sacks. So I go, that is such a vintage game on Thanksgiving for me. So to have those two teams, and everything is a playoff implication. So I think Dallas has got to split the next 2 and then run the table. I think 10 wins, but there's no real clear cut unless you look at the Rams. I mean, to me, they could be the best team in football. There's no real definitive team to say they are the team to beat.
Well, we thought it might have been Perloff's Eagles had the best defense, but now the Eagles got the Cowboys came back on them the other day. Richie, God bless your mom. That's fantastic. Thank you so much for calling. Have a great holiday. 100 years old, still wants to go to Knicks games. The Knicks haven't killed her by now. Nothing will. Okay, so let's talk about the let's do the NFL first. Richie's right. No duds. You know, usually we get like a backup quarterback or something in one of these games, or one that kind of just doesn't mean anything. All three, Packers, Lions, Chiefs, Cowboys, and even Bengals, Ravens, all have something on the line.
It's no 1962 Lions, Packers. Let's start there.
That was the game of the century.
Game of the century.
I got to be honest, and it's more a reflection of the Ravens. Like, has anyone enjoyed watching the Ravens this year? I can barely stomach them, and I don't even know why. There's just something desperately wrong with this team.
But we don't give them the same thing we're doing with the Chiefs, which is, but they're going to be there at the end. Like, no one's even giving them the Super Bowl or miss the playoffs. It's like, I don't know. The Ravens feel oddly irrelevant this year.
Yeah, I don't know. The Chiefs, even in this downfall, have been kind of fun. The Ravens just are not fun. It feels like they're gutting their way through it. Derrick Henry doesn't look the same. Lamar obviously doesn't look the same. The defense, you never know. Their last 5 wins have been the Jets, the Browns, the Minnesota Vikings. They killed the Dolphins, and they beat the Bears at a game where Snoop Huntley went fire. Mm-hmm. So I don't even know who they are. I don't have the slightest clue how they match up against the elite in the AFC.
Teased it before. I want to get to it. Diana Rossini with a news nugget here about the Raiders. So we know that Greg Olson, not the broadcaster, the other guy, is going to take over as the offensive coordinator in Vegas after they fired Chip Kelly.
What's your name? G-Reg.
Oh, don't play the next line. Apparently, Tom Brady, guys, according to Diana, was a big advocate of bringing Chip Kelly in to run the Raiders' offense. He's shared with people close to him his disappointment in the team's overall performance, and his frustrations go beyond the offense, which makes me think that Pete Carroll could be staunchly in the crosshairs here. And everyone should be in the crosshairs. They're a two-win football team. I mean, they suck. But the fact that Tom Brady was the one who wanted to bring in Chip Kelly or was a big advocate is kind of interesting.
Yeah, it should ask me and EJ. We were massive Chip Kelly haters. Even if they won, even if they won it all, they still were too conservative against Notre Dame, and finally had to open it up at the end of the game. You know, I didn't get the
You're
Chip
talking
Kelly.
about Chip Kelly was at Ohio
Chip
State.
Kelly at Ohio State. Yeah, that's when EJ and I started our rivalry with Chip Kelly. Yeah, I didn't totally get the hire in the first place, and how you matched him with Geno Smith, which was a new match as far as I know. It didn't make any sense. So I kind of like what you just said, though. Do you think this is setting up to fire Pete Carroll? Which, let's face it, I know this was a noble idea to bring in Pete Carroll and teach a winning culture. It didn't happen. There's no reason to extend it to year 2.
Well, I guess here's the real thing. What has Tom Brady done for this Raiders team so far that's been good?
Well,
we don't know. They're a 2-win football team, so obviously there's not a lot of positivity there. But
what has he actually done?
Well, I don't know. We've heard that he was an advocate for Chip Kelly. We saw him sitting in the booth with the headset on. We know that, he did not want Sam Darnold. That was clear. We're not sure if he had any hand in Shador. All we know, them passing on Shador, all we know is that Antonio Pierce said they were very into Shador, and then all of a sudden they weren't. Now, that could have just been the GM. I don't know. But what has Tom Brady done to help this team as a minority owner?
Nothing. And there's nothing he's going to be able to do. This team has Mark Davis as their owner. Nothing's going to change. John Brady.
But these are football decisions that are tanking them, not other things.
Yeah, but they've been making bad football decisions for 25 years.
I know, and I thought Tom Brady was going to actually bring some smarts to this whole thing, but it doesn't look like he could do this any better than anyone else, which is interesting. 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. Coming up, we preview every game in 60 seconds or less.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. 3 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. Forty-five seconds remaining. Thirty seconds remaining. Fifteen seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
Pearl, as if Thanksgiving isn't great enough, we get 3 amazing NFL games.
Oh, yeah.
As side dishes here for the feast.
I have trouble keeping the energy up for the third game. I'm definitely all in on the first two.
Oh, come on. Get in the mood. It's Joe Burrow. He's back on the field. I don't know why, but he wants to prove something to somebody.
It's not even the football. It's me. I get so tired. I mean, it's obviously tryptophan. I go all in. But I got to be honest, like Friday is also, I'm going to have to be in warrior mode for this one.
Oh, yeah. Your team's playing on Black Friday. That's
and
the
the
Eagles.
College.
Oh, and yeah.
So Friday, and even more so than Saturday, Friday is a real test of your endurance as a football fan. That's going to go on a long time.
Well, somehow we're all going to power through. Yeah, you got the big Egg Bowl. It's going to be happening on Friday. The Lane Kiffin decision, I'm assuming, will probably leak out right after. I doubt this is going to remain a secret until Saturday. You also have Georgia Tech on Friday, which is a big one.
Yeah.
Texas A&M in Texas is also on Friday, which is massive. If Texas can pull an upset, and you have a multitude of other rivalries as well, but those are kind of the biggest ones.
Yeah, for me, I really want to see Texas A&M. First of all, A&M is a blast to watch, but this is, Arch has looked great the last 3 weeks. Even in the loss to Georgia, looked pretty good. This is a real test. This is, I think if Texas beats this team and gets left out, it's going to be fun to watch the drama. I mean, that's what we're all rooting for, is chaos.
No doubt, it's college football. And then Saturday is when you get sort of the main course, if you will, for college football, with Ohio State and Michigan kicking off at noon, as they always do. But more importantly, maybe not more importantly for the rankings, Miami going to Pittsburgh on Saturday also kicks off at noon. That's a huge one. If Miami's going to somehow keep their name relevant in the college football playoff, 12 teams.
Is there
a lot of stuff going on.
Not
to mention the Iron Bowl, Notre Dame. I can go on and on and on.
Yeah, but is there a more overrated team than the Pitt Panthers? I am sorry. They beat up on nobody to get this ranking. Nobody. Although last week they did win. But generally, though, I do not think they're good. I think Miami rolls them. Sorry, not to jinx you.
EJ, how do you feel?
Definitely just jinxed them, by the way.
Well, I mean, like, game day went there for the Notre Dame game, and that game, although the score wasn't that bad, that was boys and men playing each other.
Yeah, it wasn't good. I mean, I think Notre Dame is definitely feeling themselves a little bit, and I think Pitt was not ready for the moment. Pitt typically plays Miami pretty well, so I expect a competitive game. And you got the weather that Maggie keeps bringing up that is making me more and more nervous every time she brings it up. But hopefully a team that is predicated on physicality, playing in the trenches and defense, can travel to Pittsburgh for this huge game.
Yeah, but EJ, how many guys on this team have never felt 30 degrees before? And that's what it's going to be at kickoff. I don't know. By the way, there's some interesting weather going on all over Saturday. So obviously, Ohio State, Michigan is always freezing. It's going to be 30 degrees at kickoff at noon there. Then you've got, it's going to be 36 degrees in West Virginia when Texas Tech goes to West Virginia. That's pretty cold. It's freezing there. It's going to be 38 degrees for BYU when they host UCF. We're looking at, who else has got really cold
weather? And those are just temperatures, right? Without taking into account potential wind and stuff to make it colder?
Nothing like that, yeah. So I think those are the only really freezing cold games, but pretty cold. All right, let's get to the NFL in 60. Here's the deal. 60 seconds or less, we take you through every game this holiday weekend. EJ, who's up?
It may not be the game of the century, but it is a big one happening in Detroit on Thanksgiving Thursday. Packers travel to Detroit to face on the Lions.
You know, I need a new favorite player. Because, you know, last year it was Jahmyr Gibbs, but I feel like everyone's caught up on Jahmyr Gibbs right now. So I need somebody new. I'm scouting a player. He's in college, though. I think Love is going to be my new favorite player. But Gibbs is going to get a big showcase here, and he's going to need to be awesome. Because Green Bay's defense is legit, Maggie. I think Detroit's going to try and control the game on the ground. And if Detroit's offense stalls, everyone's going to be saying who's calling plays. This is such a great chess match to me. I think this is going to be not fireworks. I think it's going to be a very conservative game for both teams.
Interesting. I mean, this is massive for Detroit. They already dropped one in Green Bay earlier this year, and we've been asking ourselves this question all week. Are the Lions good? Hard to tell. They've alternated wins and losses over their last 5 games, and it took overtime for them to beat Manny's Giants, and they were trailing for most of that game. This could be a real statement win for the Lions. You know, I think even more so than the Packers. I think we know what the Packers are. They're a really good defense, and the offense shows up every once in a while. The Lions are supposed to be good on both sides of the ball, and we haven't seen that. So to me, this could be the statement game from Detroit.
I still think that the Lions have to be a high-octane offense. I know you're right.
They should be.
But I don't think they have any chance of getting that going this week.
All right, let's talk about the game that we've been debating all morning. Who needs it more? Chiefs travel to Dallas to face the Cowboys.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm really interested in the mental part. Who can respond to the pressure here?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Chiefs would probably get the benefit of the doubt there, right? The Chiefs have been able to respond basically whenever they've needed to. Now, this season has been very different. All these one-score games, they're losing generally, coming off an overtime win against the Colts, finally over 500. But the Chiefs have been a bad road team. 1-4 away from Arrowhead. And if you're asking me who needs it more, it's the Chiefs. To me, I still think the Cowboys as a playoff team is a real long shot. Meanwhile, the Chiefs are the dynasty of our era. For them to miss the playoffs would be unthinkable.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I can't wait. I like the Chiefs in a close one just because of everything we're saying. I just can't see Patrick Mahomes going down. It doesn't compute in my head. I know what you do. I mean, you're a Bills fan, Maggie. You know what I mean.
Joe Burrow is back in the lineup to play spoiler against the Ravens, who are holding on to first place barely in the AFC North. Ravens host the Bengals.
Yeah, I mean, no receivers for Burrow. This could be a problem. I don't know what he's doing coming back. I saw his press conference, and he sure made a great case. He's like, I just can't sit here and watch my guys play football. But I just think with no T. Higgins, who had that brutal concussion last week, I feel like the Ravens are just going to kind of choke them sorry, that's not the right word, but they're going to try and slow the game down and control the game, and I think they succeed at home.
Okay, but Jamar Chase is going to be back, right, off of the one-game suspension for the spitting incident. And, listen, Lamar Jackson is also quietly, not so quietly, dealing with a multitude of injuries. And what's the latest? Is the toe or foot, something like that, where he's already had some major stuff? Bengals defense, Pearl, even without Trey Hendrickson and some other pieces, quietly been getting a little bit better the last couple weeks. I see a Bengals upset here.
Oh, it's a pretty big spread.
It's 7.
Like that. Let's go to Black Friday, another 7-point spread. Surprising 7-point spread. Eagles at home trying to wipe off the stench of last week's Dallas Cowboys loss. They host the first place Chicago Bears.
I mean, Cowboys present a much bigger challenge to the Eagles than I think the Bears do, because the Bears' passing game is still inconsistent. Caleb Williams is super fun to watch because A, he'll run around, and B, you do not know where the pass is going to go. He's going to have the best pass of the year, and then he'll follow it up with one of the worst passes of the year. This is a new test. For me, I know I'm an Eagles fan, really interested in the Bears. The Bears are 8-3, but their schedule gets impossible. I think they have arguably the hardest schedule left. I am really worried about a late season implosion here.
Yeah, because how are they winning these games? It feels like smoke and mirrors. I think Caleb Williams is going to get sacked like 7 times in this game. You're going to have a really angry Philadelphia defense. I don't think they're going to be able to get anything going with the run game. Was it Kyle Monungai?
But they've had a run game this year. They've been surprisingly good with nobody.
All right, well, let's see this Bears front block, the Eagles, a motivated Eagles defensive line. And it's going to be a low-scoring game. So if Caleb makes one mistake, it's probably going to cost them. Yeah. I think the Eagles are going to roll here.
Is it funny? Neither of us expect anything out of the Eagles offense. We didn't even mention the Eagles offense.
The Eagles gave up on their offense. Not changing coordinators. Silly.
We will find out if it's perfect timing for one Shedeur Sanders to make his first ever start in Cleveland. They host the San Francisco 49ers
this
on
could
Sunday.
Be a dangerous game here for Brock Purdy, right? You got Myles Garrett going for the sack record. The Cleveland defense is legit. They're even better at home. And I think if Shedeur can just keep the offense on schedule, like keep the ball moving against this 49ers defense that, is not as good as how they looked on Monday night, in my opinion. So, to me, Browns are totally live in this game. I think 49ers ultimately win. I don't think I'd lay the 4.5, though. I'd probably take the points here with the Browns. But I think the Browns are live, but ultimately the 49ers escape with another W.
Well, I think the 49ers defense can look just as good against the Browns as they did against the Raiders because, again, even in the win, the Browns offense is very, very modest. I feel like Niners are coasting on this easy schedule, just like you said, Maggie. I expect a close game, but the Niners to come out on top.
Jaguars right now clinging to a wild card spot. This will certainly help right now as they face the Titans in Tennessee this weekend.
Well, right, you can't lose the Titans, right? Welcome to the 2025 Jacksonville Jaguars. This is going to be an interesting game because everything they play is an interesting game. They have such an odd set of targets for Trevor Lawrence in that offense. There's no consistency. It's probably going to be hopefully the running backs for them. I just have no idea, Maggie, what to expect of this team. It could be 3 touchdowns, Trevor Lawrence, and 3 picks. Like last week.
Yeah, probably, but they won that game.
Yeah, I know. I don't know how.
Which is crazy. They won in overtime. I think these are the kind of things where are they going to be the same old Jags that could go and lose this game after coming off of 2 big wins, or are they actually going to be a team that people are going to take anyway seriously as we head down to the stretch? You have to just blow out the Titans. Like, that's what you have to do. That's what good teams would do. I don't know if the Jags are a good team. They're kind of cosplaying as a good team, maybe, because they have 7 wins and they're in the playoffs in this AFC. If they are a good team, they will win this by 2 scores.
Big one in the AFC South as the Colts try to get over their own collapse last week against the Chiefs. They host the Texans coming to Indy.
So interested in this game. First of all, how do the Colts respond after losing that close one to Kansas City and realizing the opportunity that slipped between their fingers, which was essentially burying the Chiefs? Meanwhile, the Texans, how much confidence do they have right now coming off of the win over Buffalo? The defense is clearly, the defensive line for sure, and maybe the defense as a whole, clearly looks like the best in the NFL now that the Eagles may have taken a bit of a step back. This is incredibly interesting because if the Colts are going to lose out the AFC South, Pearl, and have to be fighting for a wild card, and the Texans make a big comeback, it starts with this game.
Yeah, what's the latest on CJ Stroud?
He's back.
He's back for sure?
The last I saw, he was back.
So this game is going to be so ugly, by the way. You say you're interested in it. This is going to, and the Texans want it that way. They want it to be a rock fight, and they're going to try and mess up everything the Colts want to do. I don't even want to pick this one because it's such a. If you were going to pick one divisional game of the whole season, this has division written all over it. They know each other well. This could be really close. Come down to a fluke play at the end.
I feel like I know where Jonathan Vilma's going this week. Dolphins hosting the Saints in Miami. Sorry to my guy Jonathan Vilma. He's a Canes legend, but
that was a shot.
Are you ignoring the Dolphins playoff run that everyone's talking about? You'd assume they can beat the Saints here. Then they go to 5-7. Then they get the Jets next week 6-7. Then it's basically you're in the postseason.
Really? Just that easy, huh?
Yeah, I mean, if they're the 6-7 Dolphins are to be feared. No, it is kind of interesting that they're playing a lot better. They could end up with 8 wins, and then do you fire Mike McDaniel? So this is a big game. They can't trip up at all because the coach's future hinges on it.
Sure. Who's next?
Okay, moving along. Another game that's probably going to be low in total poll. The New York Jets hosting the Falcons on Sunday.
I think the Jets are going to be kind of live in this game, Pearl. Something about the Jets is like, I didn't think that Quinnen Williams and Sauce Gardner were going to be an addition by subtraction kind of thing. Because, like, why would that ever be? They're really good players. But maybe the Jets, they're a little more in these games, EJ. Do you see a little something more out of your Jets recently?
Definitely playing with some fight. Definitely playing without any quit. They just aren't good enough to actually win these games. Which is good, probably. Yeah,
you'll still be in line with the good draft pick. And Pearl, Falcons coming outside, cold weather. Yeah. That offense still hasn't gotten going, and now the defense is a little leaky.
Yeah, it's a 2.5 point spread, but I think that comes down basically a pick 'em. Yeah, I kind of feel bad. I want to see my guy Kirk get a couple of W's here just for whatever reason. There's no reason to. I don't even know what the Falcons are playing for at this point. I feel bad for that franchise. We talked earlier in the show about the Raiders not going anywhere. I don't know where the Falcons are going.
Baker Mayfield's status could be up in the air as he's dealing with a shoulder injury, and the Cardinals are coming down to face the Tampa Bay Bucks.
Yeah, this is such a big deal for the Bucks. You know that Baker's going to gut it out, right? Yeah. And it's the opposite shoulder, but he just didn't look comfortable last week. It feels like that team is taking on a lot of water right now. I think they fix it at home a little bit. They always find a way to win this division, but they're going to win it in like the most non-dangerous way possible.
Well, the Cardinals are a little like the new version of EJ's Jets. Like, they're in these games, but are they actually going to be capable of winning any of them? Like, all of them feel like one score, but the Cardinals have 3 wins to show for it, Pearl. If the Bucks can get past this game, and if Baker comes out of it without injury, then they get New Orleans and Atlanta and Carolina. Maybe start just stacking a couple more of these division wins, and they can put everyone in the rear view.
Panthers look to bounce back from their Monday night disappointing loss to the 49ers. They have another NFC West power coming to town. The Rams travel to Carolina.
The Rams might be able to name the number here, and I know Carolina is way better at home. You're going cross country. Maybe the Rams, played as good as you could possibly play last week. I don't know, but this should be easy pickings for them. And I think you're going to start to hear a little Dave Canales rumblings. I don't think people in Carolina are very happy with him. I think they feel like the offense should be at least a bit more consistent at this point in his and Bryce Young's partnership.
I mean, he's got Bryce Young at 6-6. He should be coach of the year, but I hear what you're saying. That franchise feels lost. Rico Dowdle, squeaky wheel this week. He gets a lot of I think Carolina's going to try to slow down that game, to hopefully not put Bryce Young in danger against Jared Verse and that Rams pass rush. So I think 10.5 is a big number on this one. I'd watch out for Carolina at home to make that more interesting just by slowing everything down because they're so much less talented than the Rams.
The 4 o'clock window begins with a Sam Darnold revenge game. His former team, the Minnesota Vikings, travel to Seattle.
This is actually a bigger spread than even the Rams and the Carolina Panthers, although the Rams are on the road. Seahawks are at home, 11.5 points. And the Vikings have just been such a disappointment this year with J.J. McCarthy, who's out again. So who's it? Max Bosmer?
Yeah.
Quincy Avery's favorite, our quarterback coach friend at University of Minnesota, always telling us about the former Gopher quarterback.
All right, well, maybe this begins the Max Bosmer era, but I doubt it because the Seahawks defense is legit, Pearl, and I think the frustration over how it appears the Vikings miscalculated the quarterback situation is really growing. I don't think it matters for Kevin O'Connell. He'll stay, but this just feels like a colossal screw-up from an organization who had Sam Darnold, had Daniel Jones. Aaron Rodgers wanted to be there. They rolled with McCarthy. You can understand why, but he is not ready for NFL football.
But that being said, and they still have the same problem, they got to find out about McCarthy. Like how many years do you give him? Do you give him next year? I think you do, but that does not feel good.
All right, let's go to Pittsburgh, where Aaron Rodgers is going to try to give it a go on that broken wrist. Maggie's Bills travel to Pittsburgh this weekend.
Hey.
Yeah. Your guess is as good as mine, guys. To be honest, I'm surprised that the Bills are favored by more than a field goal in this game. It's 3.5. Now, you should be able to pass on Pittsburgh, Pearl. That's the whole thing about their defense. Good up front, but maybe a little questionable on the back end. But that's what teams are trying to do to Buffalo, force them to be a passing offense, and that's where they feel like they can beat them, which is shocking when you have the MVP, but I understand. If they can't get James Cook going, it's not going to happen, and it could be a long day if Jalen Warren can, Arthur Smith wants to run the ball.
How about Ken Gainwell?
Yeah.
Jalen Warren.
Sure.
I keep saying the universe wants Pittsburgh at 9-8. So they're 6-5 now. If they drop to 6-6, how are they going to get enough wins to get to 9 games? So that's the only reason I hesitate to pick your Bills, because I think that Mike Tomlin has to get 9 games. Like, if the Goodell will tell the officials to help him, there's just no way that Mike Tomlin's not winning 9 games this year. And they're 6-5, so it is precarious. So I think they're a very dangerous team.
By the way, this could have major wild card implications. If you think that the Ravens are going to win the division and they're in first place right now, this game is huge.
Massive game over there for sure. Pete Carroll, after firing Chip Kelly, passing the 6-2 G. Greg Olson, he will be the offensive coordinator when the Raiders travel to LA to take on the Chargers.
Man, the Chargers are going to stack up wins, and we are going to have no idea if they're good. Obviously, they have no excuse to not blow out this Raiders team. The way the Raiders have been playing on both sides of the ball, the Chargers they've been pass crazy this year, and you could do that against the Raiders. Is Hampton going to play? Is that the official word, I believe? So the Chargers need to get their run game back in order. I think Jim Harbaugh can't love the fact that they're such a pass-heavy team. This is a great week to really experiment and get things right at home because the Raiders are completely non-threatening.
No, we've seen this game before, right? Max Crosby is going to get like 2 sacks maybe early in the game, and then they're going to make some adjustments, and it's going to be off to the races. The Chargers should be able to speed this thing up. And then the Chargers defense should be able to get after Geno. I don't see how this is a game in the fourth quarter unless the Chargers just charger. Is there an earthquake going on?
Hampton did practice, by the way.
Feeling a little shaky.
That might have been an earthquake.
Might be dealing with an earthquake.
I think
still going on.
Yeah.
But it could be there's a lot of construction in the building.
It's very shaky.
Is there an earthquake happening?
We have to check some seismic waves.
No, it's been going on for too long. All right, now it's stopped.
No, that stopped too abruptly. That wasn't an earthquake.
No.
I don't think so, yeah.
Okay, back to the NFL.
Back to the NFL in our final game, Sunday Night Football. Jaden Daniels, a long shot, but the Commanders will still have to take the field, unfortunately, to face the Denver Broncos at home.
I'm moving over here because I don't want one of these lights to fall on my head, and I don't want to spend Thanksgiving in the emergency room or worse. Broncos Commanders.
Just wait till the last 2 minutes, like an NBA game.
Don't tune in
Yeah.
until the fourth quarter when Bo Nix wakes up from his coma.
You know, the Knicks played pretty well against the Chiefs. Is there a chance that Bo Nix? That's really what we should watch. Can Bo Nix become good again? He was kind of like that last year, where he kind of picked it up at the end of the year.
I think the other big thing here for the Broncos is just keeping your foot on the gas to get the number 1 overall seed in the AFC. Because while the Patriots were the first team to 10 wins, they lost their left tackle, who's going to be out for 4 games, and Will Campbell, and has suffered, I think Milton Williams also has an injury too, Pearl, if I'm not mistaken. So Patriots might be hitting a stretch where they're a little banged up, even though their schedule is really easy. Broncos can't afford to drop a silly game, because if the playoffs go through Denver, that is a huge advantage for Sean Payton. So I think they have everything in the world to play for and cannot afford a slip-up game.
Yeah, I don't see either team coming out of the AFC.
Broncos or Pats. I'm saying who gets the home field advantage, though.
Yeah,
That's very much alive.
It is a big deal, but even so, it feels like when Mike Vrabel was getting the number 1 seed at Tennessee, it is, we'll quickly forget that once they get to the postseason.
Is a light going to fall on my head?
Well, I see complaints about an earthquake on Twitter, but it's in San Jose, so I don't think that has anything to do
Pretty
with
close.
us. Yeah.
Right down the street.
In New York City, that has anything to do with us.
All right. This is a new world where we worry about earthquakes in New York.
I don't like it.
I don't either.
Why is that?
Ramapo fault, man. Jersey Ramapo fault.
I don't know.
Wow.
It was never a thing.
There's a fault
Can
line.
you say Ramapo fault, whatever, 3 times in a row?
Ramapo fault.
You say that 3 times in a row.
And we'll get to the Giants-Patriots Monday a little bit later on in the show. So there's your NFL in 60. Coming up next, is it possible that one college team has figured out the secret formula? We'll get to that next.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. 2 minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. $45 seconds remaining. $30 seconds remaining. $15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Welcome back, Maggie and Perloff. Manny in the hallway between breaks was checking with our resident seismologist. What you heard in the last segment was apparently not an earthquake. I repeat, not an earthquake, just construction. Was that person a real seismologist, Manny?
Paulie Rosenberg? No. No, definitely not.
Paulie just really loves weather. Okay. He's kind of like Nick Saban. He's always got the Weather Channel on. Yeah, we're a little concerned. Things are shaking around here. We're not really sure about the craftsmanship of this studio in terms of, are the lights really in there, like bolted in? Because if one of these lights fell on our heads, we'd be viral. We might be dead.
Not viral in a way you want to be.
No.
There are a lot of lights in here. I never even actually spent that much time looking up here.
Yeah, it takes a lot to make these faces look good. So here's some early returns on our classic Thanksgiving Eve great debate. Thought about going outside the box. My suggestion was a little too spicy for EJ and Perloff. So we went with greatest Thanksgiving side dish and stuffing. Peter Schwartz, you are in a solid lead, sir. I don't even know if you'll be caught. And EJ, your macaroni and cheese is getting a lot of disrespect right now.
This is insane. I don't know what is going on. How dare these people?
Listen, I'll agree with you. Macaroni and cheese is an A++. I just don't know if everyone has it on Thanksgiving.
Any person who has some melanin definitely has macaroni and cheese in their thing. I hate to say that.
I didn't want to bring it up.
I didn't want to bring it up either. But you know what? I don't know. That's not true. Like, we have macaroni and cheese.
I'm saying people who don't definitely also could have mac and cheese. Yeah. I'm saying the Venn diagram of black folks that have mac and cheese is not a Venn diagram. It's a circle.
Right.
They all have macaroni and cheese.
And that's not geographic.
No, it's not geographic. No. It's not folks from the South or from the West Coast or from the Midwest. It's just everywhere.
Yeah. And the people who are not voting for mac and cheese enjoy a Kraft mac and cheese straight from the box. They haven't had the breadcrumbs and it actually baked, a homemade baked macaroni and cheese.
Well, I think everybody loves mac and cheese, but it's not healthy, so you wouldn't eat it normally.
It's Thanksgiving, man.
Mashed potatoes isn't healthy.
Yeah, not the way I make them.
Oh, no, I totally disagree.
Buffalo mac and cheese.
What?
Potatoes are a natural food. There's been no processing to a potato.
I love potatoes.
But there's butter and all that other crap in it.
Butter's not really a processed food either. It's sort of just churned. I think mac and cheese, anything. That's my new diet kick. Anything that's natural is fine.
Are you churning your own butter?
Yeah, but
Where, in your balcony?
But I mean, anything that is not processed is good.
Yes,
and
you're
then
saying
you could argue mashed potatoes can be done well.
Like nothing out of a box or bag. That's
I mean,
generally
butter is
people's-
technically out of a box, so that I guess.
I guess you can do organic butter, but you can do organic cheese too.
Yep.
But but it's really the pasta that's going to get you, the processed pasta. So I have a friend who's vegan who convinced me that potato is basically a health food. He's saying, and I tried to convince him that a Reese's peanut butter cup is basically a protein bar.
It is.
Yeah.
Although, Pearl, before we glossed over this, you said that mashed potato is the best way to prepare a potato, even more than a French fry.
No, that's
That's
incredible.
a strong disagree.
My kids love mashed potatoes.
Well, that's fine. But if we're just talking about what's a better use of a potato, mashed potatoes or French fries, like that poll's going to be a slaughter.
How awesome are potatoes that they are just so versatile? Mashed potatoes,
Big
baked
hash
potato,
brown guy too.
hash brown,
Roasted potatoes.
roasted.
Is this like
baked
Forrest
potato.
Gump? What are you guys doing? Yes, lots of ways to potato.
Potato latkes. Oof.
Yeah.
Latkes are amazing.
Potatoes are elite.
All right, you done?
The Irish really knew what they were doing when they grew
By the
that.
way, all those ways you just said, super healthy.
Oh yeah,
It's like Bubba
indubitably.
Gump breaking down potatoes.
That's what
You
I'm
could-
saying.
Tater tots.
Shrimp salad, shrimp and potatoes, shrimp scampi. Is there
Potato
more?
salad.
You know what's really good for you?
Go ahead.
But sweet potatoes.
That's my pick.
See, I don't like that.
Like you put marshmallows on them, so that part is not healthy. But generally, you get a huge kick up when you go from potato to sweet potato because of all the antioxidants and the nutrients. But I don't like them.
But
I'm not a
isn't
sweet
this
potato
the
guy.
one day of the year when you don't have to think about preparing
Correct.
healthy food?
Correct.
Or tomorrow?
Definitely. I personally don't love sweet potatoes. I'll be honest about that.
That's a
I
you
prefer.
problem.
You got to go to. I went to Q, which I went to with Zach Gelb a couple of years ago. This weekend for the celebrate anniversary, they do a Japanese sweet potato that I think would change your world, Perloff. It is. delicious.
For what anniversary?
Me and Andrea's anniversary.
Oh, for your
This wasn't a
personal
Zach Gelb anniversary. No, the same place.
The anniversary of you and
No,
Zach becoming
Zach
friends?
Gelb knows how lit this place is. Q.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the one that I couldn't go to on a
Yeah,
Saturday
it's
at
the one
the
you
Super
didn't
Bowl.
go to. Yeah, you missed
Vegas,
that.
right?
Oh man, yeah. Me and Andrea is one of our favorite restaurants, and they do a Japanese sweet potato. It's heaven.
I'll tell you what, somehow Zach Gelb gets into every restaurant in New York City. He must be on a
It's
list.
Vegas.
No, but even in New York.
Right, in New York, though, too, he also gets into every restaurant. Yeah, I keep seeing his Instagram stories, and I'm like, whoa.
I'm like, are you a food influencer now / radio host?
I think he is.
And how
He's
can
been
I
trying-
get in that?
He's been trying to get me to schlep hours to New Jersey somewhere for a hot dog at this place that I never heard of before.
Yeah, you should trust him.
You think so?
Definitely.
You should
Zach
come up-
Gelb, he knows food.
Come up to Westchester for some Walter's hot dogs. Delicious.
You know, it's a hot dog hotbed. Connecticut, where all those
Really?
pizza places are.
Yes.
Now there's new hot dog
Oh,
places
my- yes.
everywhere.
By the way,
I know that from working for the DP show in upstate Connecticut.
Right.
Everywhere.
horrible advertising, false advertising by the Welcome to Connecticut sign when they say best pizza in the world.
Yeah, they do have that on 95. I saw it on
Definitely
95.
true.
It's not true.
It's
not true.
100%
It's 100% false.
It's blown way past New York City. It's not
it
even.
is-
I don't even think it's a competition anymore.
It's
All
right
Maggie-
because New York, Long Island, New Jersey has much better pizza.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you guys.
Westchester.
The best pizza I ever had was in Crested Butte, Colorado. So they make it really well all over this great nation. Peter, you got
That's
headlines
because
for
you're
us.
super
Yes.
high.
No, just high on elevation that day.
We are sponsored by Skechers. Watch the Skechers World Champions Cup this December 4th, 5th, and 7th on ESPN and ABC. No change in the top five to the college football playoff rankings. It's Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, Georgia, and Texas Tech. Oregon is up to 6, Ole Miss down to 7, and 8, 9, and 10. Still Oklahoma, Notre Dame, and Alabama. Oklahoma State has named Eric Morris their new head coach. He led North Texas to a 10-1 record this season. From the NFL, the Bills signed veteran wide receiver Brandon Cooks, who was waived by the Saints Saturday. Now to the NBA, and Laker fans getting excited about this NBA Cup thing.
Here come the Lakers with the ball in a 6-point lead. LeBron has it up the left side. Thinks about a three. Now LeBron attacks the rim. Got there. 10-foot bank shot. Good.
That was John Ireland on Lakers radio. Lakers win their 5th in a row. They beat the Clippers 135-118. They clinched their group in NBA Cup play. You think Laker fans are chanting, "We want the cup" at these games?
They've already won it.
I know they've won it, but they'd like to win it again. I want to add another banner to that massive row of banners up there in whatever they call the Staples Center now.
New Lakers dynasty brewing.
Crypto.com arena, by the way.
I still can't get past
I
calling
call
it
I call it the Crypt.
The Crypt.
I mean, that NBA Cup is about as real as crypto. No, I don't know. I don't know much about crypto. I know some people are making money off it. The president, other people. I know I'm not.
Luka Doncic, 43 points, 13 assists, 9 rebounds. He said, watch out for the Lakers.
Very dangerous, but we got to go game by game. We still have a lot of improvement left, so we got to go game by game and look at the things we can improve.
LeBron James adding 25 points. Now to Orlando.
Jones is going to have to go. Tyus into the lane. A wide open layup is up and good. What a way to end the third quarter. 121-83.
That was Jake Chapman on Magic Radio. The Magic roll over the Sixers, 144-103. Anthony Black, a career-high 31 points. And Orlando improves to 3-0 in NBA Cup play. Also in the NBA last night, the Wizards beat the Hawks 132-113 as C.J. McCollum with 43 points, including 10 three-pointers. I don't think either team is going to win the NBA Cup. They are 1-2 in Cup play, so I don't think we're going to be talking about either one of those to raise a banner. Now to college basketball and an upset in Vegas yesterday.
Usain into Flemings. Flemings into the front court in a hurry. Flemings a pull-up, left wing three. Hits! Flemings hit it. 5.3 to go, 74-73.
That was the call on Tennessee radio. The 17th ranked Vols upsetting number 3 Houston 76-73. Jacoby Gillespie with 22 points. Also yesterday, you had number 7 Michigan over number 21 Auburn 102-72. Number 18 UCLA knocked off by California 80-72. Now to hockey with just one game in the NHL last night.
Poked along and the Stars are in. It's Bastion on the right side. Shot! He scores! Wow. Bastion back in the lineup, and he tallies his second goal of the season.
Josh Bograt with the call on Stars Radio. The Stars with those fancy third jerseys over the Oilers, 8-3. Nathan Bastion with a couple of goals. Jamie Benn, his 400th career goal. And the Stars are red hot. They are 7-1-1 in their last 9 games.
Wow.
You know what their only loss was?
Vancouver.
No, the Islanders.
Yes, we know. And you're wearing the Islanders T-shirt right now if you're watching us on our stream.
Yep. And that's it.
Can we have not talked about the players era tournament.
Yes.
I understand there's some controversy around it. They're giving $1 million NIL money to the winner.
Yeah, for the college basketball.
Yeah. How exactly is that consistent with rev share? Please explain that one to me.
Oh, you mean the $20.5 million?
That's the controversy you're talking about?
Well, it's a side controversy about it, but
isn't it NIL?
Yeah, but it's NIL now in the new world has to go through the CSC. It has to be legit marketing. You can't just give $1 million to the winner. There's no marketing reason.
I hate to be ignorant on this, but why do I feel like, was there not like a lawsuit that put like a stay on that ruling? I feel like that happened and we kind of just glossed over it. But I don't know. Maybe you
have to go through the clearinghouse, no?
Yeah.
Well,
no.
All the name, image, and likeness opportunities, don't they have to go through an official clearinghouse?
Because President Trump signed that executive order. I thought, didn't that like actually kind of like freeze that
freeze
thing?
it?
No, they still have to go through the CSC. I think that you still have to do that. And by the way, it's like a new college basketball season. Anyway, the Players Era said we will make them all do some kind of marketing deal, but come on.
I mean, controversy I've seen with the Players Era is that the tournament sucks. Like the atmosphere
because no one stays
horrendous.
for other teams' games, right? There's only like half crowds.
It's like I was watching Gonzaga last night, and literally less than 2 minutes into the game, Andrea says, "Why is the arena so empty?" I'm like, "See, this is a problem." Like even as someone who doesn't even watch sports is like sees me watching a sporting event, and she's like, "This looks weird." These are, by the way, awesome matchups and awesome games happening. Like all these teams want to get in there because they all want to get this money that's at the end of this, but like. You lose the character of the Maui Invitational and the tournaments at the Garden where those crowds were much better.
Or maybe it's just like the 1.0, 2.0 version, right? Like maybe you just need a chance to build. I'm sure the first Maui Invitational wasn't what it is now, or the first tournament they did in Atlantis or whatever, all those other ones. Like you got to let it build a little bit.
I saw Seth Davis, our buddy, said that the problem is nobody's staying for the teams that they're not there to see. I don't know why that is, unlike other tournaments.
I think this is Vegas, right?
Yeah, that's what happens. Like the fan bases are traveling to Vegas. If you're in Maui or Alaska, then everyone is there to see you. I don't know. There's something structurally wrong with the way the fan bases are coming in for this, and then they go to a show. They're like, why would you stay for another game? I don't know.
But those arenas also were much smaller. I was watching my Invitational yesterday too. That gym is, it's a D2 gym, literally. Chaminade plays there.
Like a high school gym.
Right. So, you got these college teams playing neutral site games, like a million of them in one day, in basically an NBA-sized arena. It doesn't work. It sounds like a practice. Like, you hear guys in the crowd. It's ridiculous.
I think that this has a future. I think this is going to be in our lives for a while. They just need some tweaks.
Definitely.
It feels like they're getting the good teams. They have the great prize money. So now they just need a few atmospheric ads.
But, it's a really tough time of year to compete because they're going up against the in-season tournament.
That's what I'm saying, man. They really have to. They really have to make
How
some
did they
adjustments.
not think about that?
For real.
We did get a legendary moment in fan interaction history during this tournament.
What happened?
Well, one of the Gonzaga guys hit a three, and somebody's uncle or grandpa just two-finger pistol salute.
Finger guns?
No, not like pew pew. Just stick them up real fast. I don't know how the camera knew this guy was going to do this, but it's one of the funniest GIFs I've seen.
Can you put it on Maggie and Perloff on X? Okay.
And now the Gonzaga players are now using that on the bench now when Venters hits a three.
It was very, very humorous.
All right.
Stick them up.
More of a visual.
Yes.
So we'll get that over to Maggie and Pearl on X. Peter, thanks so much. Great job.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Same to you.
Happy Thanksgiving, Schwartz.
And your choice of best Thanksgiving side dish of stuffing is in the lead. So you've made your mark today, Peter. Okay, coming back, got a huge question to answer before Thanksgiving arrives. It's M&P.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. 2 minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. Forty-five seconds remaining. Thirty seconds remaining. Fifteen seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Santa baby.
This Thursday Night Football preview is sponsored by Square. More than 4 million neighborhood businesses run on Square. To learn more, go to square.com or just stop by your favorite local business. See you in the neighborhood. Square. All right, bro, we got 3 Thursday games. Which one suits your fancy?
I think the Packers-Lions game is going to be surprisingly boring because I think the Packers have been boring in the sense that they want to slow down the game. They never let Jordan Love do his thing. So I'm going to say the game of the day will be Chiefs-Cowboys. And then I'm a little worried about this Bengals-Ravens game. I feel like, first of all, I'm a little worried about Joe Burrow's health. Why is he out there? We haven't really had time to dive into that one. And I'm a little worried about Lamar Jackson's health. Is he Lamar Jackson? So I would say the game of the day for me is the 4:31.
Yeah, Chiefs-Cowboys certainly is going to get the most eyeballs, but, the Chiefs, this feels really important, really important.
Sure.
You cannot have a season where Patrick Mahomes, knock on wood, fully healthy, Travis Kelce, knock on wood, healthy, maybe in his final season, most likely in his final season, and this is the swan song, is them missing the playoffs? That just does not compute in my brain. Meanwhile, Cowboys are still building something. Offense looks great, obviously. George Pickens has fit in seamlessly, but the defense is still a work in progress. It's looked a lot better since they got Quinn Williams and Logan Wilson and got some guys back who were hurt. But it's still a work in progress for me. So I'm not going to really start expecting much from the Cowboys probably until next season.
Yeah, do you have a plan on how they're going to pay George Pickens?
I think they're going to franchise tag him, and it's probably going to tick him off, and it's going to be a story, but ultimately, I think he will play on the tag.
I hope not.
That's my prediction. Maybe we can fast forord.
I think they kick the can
nonsense
down and figure out a way to fit him because I don't think George Pickens on a franchise tag sounds like a good time for anybody. I think they'll pay it forward, as you will, and they'll kind of sacrifice their cap in 4 years because let's face it, not to be morbid, what do they care about 4 years from now? They got to go all in. I do think they still have a shot. If they can win this game at home, because you said earlier the stat with the Chiefs on the road, they're not good on the road. If the Cowboys win this, they're 6-5-1. Why would you not think they have a great shot at the playoffs with that? Winning record in December would be very, very surprising for these Cowboys.
I think that the Lions-Packers game is going to be a fight. The Lions have to split at least. They lost that game up in Lambeau. They've got to split. The Lions are alternating wins and losses. This is not the number one overall seed in the NFC that we saw last year. So curious to see how they come out. Let's go to Big Friendly, who's our pal in California. Friendly, what's interesting or different that's on your Thanksgiving menu?
Actually, you know what? I'm not a macaroni person, but whenever my brother or daughter make macaroni, there could be some fights over the last sharing of that. So that's one. But I'm a cranberry sauce man with the actual cranberries in it. I like the, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
very
real quick,
sophisticated. Yeah.
Schwartzy, he should take Zackety up on that hot dog stand in New Jersey because they steam their hot dogs and beer. They make their own condiment topping, and it's somewhere I'm going to stop on my way to Maine. So he should take him up. But Maggie Malone and Daddy Cool, why do they hold us hostage every Thanksgiving with these games no one cares about?
What? These games are good.
You think so?
Yeah.
Wait, is this just because your Rams aren't playing against the Carolina Panthers? Friendly, that game is going to be over.
Maggie, I'm not even. I'm not even worried about that. But there's other games. It's kind of like the Monday night game they forced us to watch, the Cowboys and Raiders. I think we should get that flexing thing a little bit more now. The Detroit Lions and Packers game, I'm interested in that. I hate to admit it. I'm interested in the Cowboys and the Kansas City game.
Yeah.
What's the other one?
Bengals, Ravens.
Okay, now I think the only reason why Joe Burrow is playing is that coach is trying to save his job. He should not be playing.
Yeah.
They're mathematically out. All you can do is injure this kid. Can you explain to me, like a 3-year-old, why he's playing?
It's Burrow. According to Burrow, he's the one who says he feels good enough. Friendly, hey, happy Thanksgiving to you and your fam, Big Friendly, and appreciate you so much. And want to get a little more detail on Big Friendly. Did he say he's driving to Maine?
Yeah, I think we blew by it. He said it as if we already knew he was driving to Maine.
Well, maybe he could stop by the studio.
It's a far drive.
From California to Maine, that's a true cross country. Anyway, we'll get back to that. I think Joe Burrow, it's like a pain tolerance thing at this point with the turf toe, right? Because he had surgery. I am with Friendly on this one. Why he's playing, I don't know, bro.
My only counter argument is it's just a little baby turf toe. It's not like he has a ACL or something.
Joe Burrow was asked about his memories of Thanksgiving, and let's hear it.
Back in the day, it was Lions and somebody. You go watch Matthew Stafford throw for 300, 400 some yards with Calvin Johnson and probably lose the game, but it was fun to watch. Those are memories that you have, and so I kind of always wanted to be the person out there.
I love it. Everyone's back in the day is so different. When I think back in the day, I don't think Stafford to Megatron.
Yeah,
and lose. That's the kicker right
there. My
there.
back in the day is like
that's my back in the day.
Like Troy Aikman.
Losing is the most important part in that story. They always lost.
They did always lose.
I would pay. That's a guy, Calvin Johnson. I'd pay the price of a ticket to watch. That was amazing. Did you see also Joe Burrow was wearing a headband to keep his sort of locks back? He's got a hair thing going on. Wonder if that plays a big role on Thursday night.
We'll all find out together. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Grateful to the audience, to you guys who've become part of our family. Grateful for EJ Stewart, Manny Rodriguez. Thank you to Peter Schwartz today, Andrew Kaplan. He's working on his day off. And, of course, to all of you. Happy holidays.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining.